Hold on. It's 90 minutes long. Yeah, 0% chance I'm watching 90 minutes of those two fucking retards talking. Yeah, I'm about to look at this, doctor. I tweeted it yesterday. I might have been one of the first people to tweet it out because someone tagged me in it, and then I quoted it. And when I had originally quoted it, it didn't have that much attention, and now everyone's talking about it. I'm trying to get one of these losers to fucking do their job and fucking verify it. So I don't know what's going on with that. Why we can't get a fucking some better verification on it, but. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I'll show you. I mean, it seems fairly legit. I don't know. At least the Twitter DMs seem legit. I don't know about the rest. And then I did see there's a picture of them meeting up as well. So it's like, huh, kind of weird. And it's all in 2017. I don't know what was going on in this guy's mind in 2017. He was just going crazy, apparently. I don't know what the fuck was going on. Let's see. Okay, so here, if you haven't seen it here, let me pull it up for those people that haven't seen it. Okay, we got a couple things to pull up here. I'm just gonna read them. I don't know how real or not real this is. We can see. Hold on. I'm just gonna look at them and we can decide. But hold on. Where is it? I got it quoted somewhere. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so this is the person. See, this tweet has 5 million views now and 3,000 retweets. When I quoted this yesterday, it had like 50 retweets. I might have been the first on the scene. Okay, so here's the tweet. Okay, hold on. First of all, everyone wants to know who the hell. Just so everyone's aware of who this person is. There is a picture of them together. Where is the picture of them together? How many pictures does this woman have? Let me see if I can get the picture of them together. It was at TwitchCon 2017, I believe. Hold on, where's the fucking pic of them together? I think it's in the replies. Hold on, let me get the pic of them. Oh yeah, right here. Okay, so this is the person that is posting this, by the way. It's a trans woman, and in 2017, she did go to TwitchCon and meet the guy. I would say I don't know. I would say off his facial expression, he doesn't look happy to be taking this picture. To be honest, he seems like shit. I don't want people to know that I know this person. It feels like he's not excited to take this picture, in my opinion. Here, I'll get you another picture of this Lena Love. Hold on, just so you can see who Lena Love is. So this is the person. I ain't gonna lie, they look kind of ridiculous. Where is like a normal pic I can post? Maybe is there any normal pics of this person? Here, this one. Here's one. Okay, here's like a full body normal pic. Are these both guys? Oh no, that's that other. Okay, here's the person. Okay, this is just so you know who he was speaking to. This is on the left. That is the person that is posting all this. Okay, just so we're all on the same page of what's going on here. Okay. Okay. All right, we're all clear on what's happening. All right, that is the person. Doc might just be, he might really be like insane. Okay, anyways, let's read what she said, okay? During that time, she's responding, hold on, let me get what this is in response to. I believe this is just in response to like Jake Lucky or something. Let me see. Oh, this is just in response to a Deserto tweet. Okay, just talking about the situation, just like a general tweet, okay? And then she responded to it, okay? So it says, during that time in 2017, when he was cheating on his wife with not only me, a trans sex worker, but also other women and texting a minor. He was exploiting me by making me give him cam shows with the promise of partnership. After the cam shows, he went ahead and blocked me, okay? I mean, okay, so then she recorded her phone. Now, here's the thing. This is like, it's decent evidence, but this could still be fake. So I think the best way for her to like really prove this is she would need two phones, and she needs to not screen record, but literally take one phone and record her other phone doing it. You know what I mean? That's the best way, because this could obviously be edited as well, I guess. So that would be the best way if she would like to really like, you know, have 100% concrete, you know, proof or whatever. But this is what was posted. So she is blocked by the guy, okay? And she went to the DMs. Now there's a lot of DMs from 2017. Now we do know for a fact 2017 was the time frame and when he was getting freaky with everybody. So the time frame does match up, right? So what I think happened here before we even read this, I believe some of these DMs have been deleted. I think on both sides, she deleted some of this stuff. This isn't like 100% everything. You can tell that some stuff is missing here, but I don't know what happened. This isn't. I feel like this isn't the start of the convo, right? 4:36 a.m. He hopped in the DMs and said, "Oh, stop it." I feel like that's not the start of the convo. But I feel like whatever was said before that must have been wild, because it's 4:36 a.m. and he came in here talking about, "Oh, stop it." So I don't know. I don't know what that's in reference to, but something crazy must have happened. You know what I mean? You know, like that's a little weird. So she then responded. Looks like 7 hours later, maybe something was deleted here. We don't know. Hi, doctor. How are you? Photo shoot tomorrow. Too nervous. And then I don't know how quick he responded. 11:16 compared to, looks like 11 something. A very quick response from Doc. Well. Good luck. Okay. Oh, okay. 28. About a 12-minute response. He was very quick to respond to that. Okay. And she said, I'm gonna try. Jesus. I'm gonna try ready to get some sexy cosplay images. Then after, I can punish you. Okay. That was at 12:50. Okay. And he said, oh yeah? How so? 12:58. Okay. Don't know. Have to get a good strategy. We shall see. Okay. And he said, huh. Then it looks like it looks like a double text here just from what he said, right? Because he said, huh. And then it looks like about 2.5 hours passed right here, right? 2.5 hours passed, and he said, "Still waiting." So it looks like he didn't get his punishment, I guess. So he said, "Still waiting." He's waiting for his punishment. Okay, I don't know. Then she said, "Yeah, I'll think of one soon. Overwhelmed, packing for tomorrow. Not sure." A smooth black leather latex, don't know. So that was 3 hours after that. I'm not exactly sure. Real quick, do we have the date of 2017 TwitchCon? 1 second, let me just look this up. 2017 TwitchCon dates. It looks like it was in October. If this is correct. Yeah, okay, so it was in October. So this is way before TwitchCon. So she's packing for something else. Okay. So then he said, nice. Now this is where it was kind of... Now, in my opinion, I think maybe she deleted a picture here or something, it looks like. Because he said nice. Then he said, feel like releasing one right now. 9:52 p.m. Okay, right? But then he said, yummy at 9:55, right? Now, why would he say yummy unless she responded with something? No, she must have responded to something, no? And said something or posted a pic or something, right? Because it would be weird to just randomly say yummy. You know what I mean? Like, why did he just say yummy right there? So I feel like something was deleted there from her end. I'm thinking, some sort of pic. In my opinion, just trying to look at it. You know what I'm saying? But then he said, and this is all pretty quick, right? So 9:52, feel like releasing one right now. 9:55, yummy. And 9:58, should I let it go or hold on? And now and there's nothing on her end responding to this, right? Or is this, hold on, or is, wait. 12:45 p.m. That's the next day. See, this is the next day, right? See, I think some messages were deleted here. Is this all on the 10th? This is all on the 10th, it looks like. And then the 11th at noon, lets it go, spray it out. I don't know. I feel like something's missing here. Something's got to be missing here, right? Because it doesn't really make sense if it's not that way. It just reads weirdly. But if this is in response to what he said here, it's a little too late to tell him to spray it out after, it's been almost 12 hours. So actually more than 12 hours. So, I don't know. It's a little weird. Then no response or something, and then about what, like a week later, 10 days later, he comes in with, I need something. Hold on. 4:40 a.m. Wasn't the first message at like 4:40 a.m. as well? I'm pretty sure, bro. Hold on, let me look. Where's the first message? It was also at this time, right? Oh, stop it. 4:36 a.m. So whenever like around a little bit after 4 a.m. in the disrespect household, he started getting freaky apparently. That seems like his time when he started getting active. I don't know. Every time he just come in here. So he said, I need something. But see, then she didn't respond for what? Almost the whole next day. What do you need, Doc? I'm sure you have all these e-girls ready to serve you. He said, LOL, no. Then she said, lies, uh-huh. And then I don't know what this is. No way, you gonna watch my explosive intro? What does that mean? Does he have, now, what does that mean? Is this about, now does he have an intro for his stream? Or is this something else? Is this about the stream? Or is he mean something else when he says explosive intro? Because it's like, what do you mean intro? What is intro? It's gotta be about a stream, right? Because it doesn't make sense. But anyways, the goddess must be worshipped from head to toe before you can explode. I want the rewards. Okay, and then there's, I guess he didn't like that message. He didn't respond. Wow, so this is now June 30th. These are from the 21st, I think. I feel like stuff has definitely been deleted here. So 9 days later, comes in. I mean, come on, bro. You are 40 years old talking about putting a little tongue out smiley face. 2:55 a.m. you just hit up the DMs with the tongue out is kind of crazy for a 40-year-old man. I just don't know what I'm looking at here. Like, what are you doing, man? That's so crazy, bro. To just put that in there. And I don't know if this girl goes to bed early or what, because she never responds to him late at night. It's always the next day around like noon that there's a response that says, hi, hun, how are you? And then he didn't respond. And then let's see. Here's another one. This is almost a month later now. Now we're in July, right? Daddy, you need to shout me out and spoil me. Thank you. No response. I don't know. I feel like something had to more have been said there. Then basically another month later, August 7th, just added you on Snap. Just randomly said that is kind of weird, right? I feel like something else had to be said here, right? So it says, add me on Snapchat, username. And someone did some detective work on this. Does anyone know what his Snap name? I'm about to say it, but did anyone see what it is before because it's actually kind of funny because I could believe that would be his name. because of like his whole persona, it actually makes sense. So no, I don't think anyone knows it yet. It's Blockbuster Doc. Okay, yeah, it's Blockbuster Doc. I actually honestly believe that, because that really adds up with like his whole thing, bro. Like that actually makes sense. You know what that actually makes a lot of sense. On one hand, I think like you'd have to be a complete fucking moron as him to like make that his name. Like even if you were doing all this, like why would you have Doc in your Snapchat name? That's fucking crazy. But at the same time, it actually like really fits what like his whole thing is. I just thought that was funny. Okay, anyways, so he said add me on Snap, username, and then it looks like they took the convo to Snap, because then November 27th, this is after, we just looked it up, TwitchCon was in October, so this is after TwitchCon. He said, miss you, Doc, thanks for unfollowing, stranger. So maybe he got up in that at TwitchCon in October, then unfollowed. That is maybe a possibility, I don't know. And then April 4th, are you going to PAX East? And then today, you cannot message this user because you are not verified. That's because you've been blocked. So the person got blocked. Now, they also pull up the Snap messages. So let's go there real quick. Okay, so these are the messages here, right? So this is what, May 9th? What is this? Why does it look like, I don't know why it looks like this. Anyways, May 9th. Hold on, when did these start? This is before. Wait, what is this? This isn't Snap. What is this? I don't even know what this is. What is this? Is this OnlyFans or Skype? Yeah, what the fuck is this? I was like, well, hold on, this isn't Snap. I don't know what this is. Skype is crazy. Honestly, you know what? The fact that this guy's like 40 years old actually makes it more believable that it's Skype. Because he probably would still use that. You know what I'm saying? It actually makes more sense, in my opinion. Anyways, okay, so this could be easily, here's the thing, this could be easily faked, I think. So I'm just going to read it. This has way less integrity than the Twitter stuff, I think, because this, anyone can make this, but to be fair, it does, it could all be edited, so I don't know. This isn't as legit, but we'll read it. So it says, had to watch this one more time. I tried to snap you. Did you delete your account? Yes. Oh, okay. Feels bad. When did he ask for the... Hold on. When did he ask for this? He didn't ask until August 7th. Maybe he made a new account or something. I don't know. Oh, you know why it's on Skype? Wait, you know why it's on Skype? This is was OnlyFans around in 2017? It wasn't around in 2017, was it? When did OnlyFans start? Like 2020 or something? He's on Skype because he used to ask for a cam show. He wanted a cam show. That might be why it's on Skype. Well, that actually makes a little sense. I just understood why it's on Skype. But also, I don't like, how stupid do you got to be to make your Skype name Dr. Disrespect? That's the only thing that I think is weird. Like, why the fuck would you make your name that? You can't be that stupid, surely. Like, are you that stupid? I don't know. That's crazy. But anyways, we'll keep reading. So this is okay. Then he said, okay, feels bad. He said, sorry. Okay, this is where this is just a crazy message. I'm gonna be honest, dude. I just don't even. Okay. I will try to vid chat you soon. I'm heading to the gym. Gotta get fit. But don't be a stranger. Message me sometime. You gotta get some photos sent your way. And then... Hold on, let me just... He said, I'm gripping now. Boom. I don't know. I'm gripping now is quite possibly the most absurd shit I've ever read. I don't know. And he said boom. Does that like boom as in like he came? Like, I don't know, or boom as in like I'm announcing that, or like I don't know what's going on. But he said, "I'm gripping now." Boom. Okay. And I think he scared her or something, because then he didn't get a response to "I'm gripping," and then 3 hours later she said, "Nice firm grips while I worked out. Yum." I don't know what this interaction right here is. I'm honestly I don't know. I don't know. What do we read into this? I don't know. Just absolutely insane. Anyways, let's keep going. So this was May 9th, and then May 13th. Hey, love. Do you know anyone you're close with that could see if they can get me Twitch partnership? This is kind of that's pretty good evidence to say that, but this could all be fake. We don't know. And then he said, I tried. They are pretty locked down right now, focusing on popular games and impact of streamers on those games, unfortunately. Okay. And then she said, hope all is well. Have fun at work. I'm stuck with a cold. Fuck me. Okay. I kind of stopped playing games and been doing IRL. Giving it 1 month gets me. If not, then I will go back to games. LOL. Just Alex from partnership. So hard. LOL. Okay, some sort of discussing how to get partnership. Wait, what happened? Is that it? Was that the last? There's something else. Hold on. What is that? Wait, I didn't notice this the first time. What does that mean? Hey, what does that mean? Any new peekaboos? What does that mean? I actually never noticed that the first time I looked at this. What? Any new peekaboos? What does that mean? No, I actually need an explanation on what does that mean? What do you mean, any new peekaboos? Is that like some sort of code language? I think it's something about her dick, right? It's about dick, right? It's like, I think it's like, okay, now maybe this is crazy. I think it's like if she was like wearing like a skirt, and then like the dick like poked out. It's like, peekaboo, there's my cock, because he's into that. You know what I'm saying? Is that? You know what I'm saying? I think that's what it is. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what it is, man. What else would that mean, bro? If you're talking to a normal girl, like, you wouldn't say peekaboo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, peekaboo can only mean like a certain thing. I don't know. I'm just saying. I think that's what it means. Regardless, that's all the messages. Let me go to her Twitter real quick. Let me see if she said anything else on the situation. She tweeted a selfie and said she's going to see a movie. That's it. There's nothing, no follow-up, nothing. Let me see. Let's see any replies. I don't really see anything from, nothing else. That's it. She just kind of dropped this, and then, I don't know. I'm not really sure. There is one more thing I wanted to point out. This is pretty much it for the messages. Listen, I don't know how legit or not legit these are. There is some decent evidence that they could be legit, but I think she has to record her phone with another phone. If she does that and shows at least the Twitter, that would be like 100% proof. I don't know if she's interested in doing that or not, but if she could just do that, it would be like 100%. Now, there was one more thing, though. Yeah, I'm about to pull that Rolling Stone thing up right now. There's a lot, some of this shit doesn't make sense to me, bro. Here, hold on. I don't understand. I'll explain. Let me pull it up and I'll explain what I'm talking about. Okay, here it is. So this is the guy that originally like kind of not broke the story, but he's the one who like said, "Oh, I know what happened, but I won't tell anyone." Right? So apparently he knew this the whole time. Some of these people have known this the whole time and they didn't say anything. And I don't know when they were illegally allowed to start talking about it, but I feel like at a certain point, these people have been allowed to talk about it, and they weren't talking about it. So something needs to be said about these people as well. Because I'm sure originally when it was in court, they couldn't talk about it. But it's been settled for a while now, and these people still haven't said anything until now, which is a little weird. But anyways, so here is, let's see. Is this the, let me see, hold on. Okay, yeah, so a former Twitch trust and safety employee who worked for the platform at the time, Beam, that's his name, was banned and has direct knowledge of the matter, confirmed to Rolling Stone that Beam continued to send sexually graphic messages to a minor he knew to be underage. This former employee who requested anonymity to avoid jeopardizing their career also said the crucial elements of Beam's latest defensive tweet are inaccurate. Hold on, this isn't the one. Hold on, where's the other one? There's another one. Where's the better one? Hold on. There's one where it says it a little more clearly, to be honest. Can I just pull up the article? Is this paywalled or no? No, it's not. I'm about to pull it up. It's not paywalled. I thought it was paywalled. Okay, let me look. Here's the article. So, let me just. So, where's the one? I thought there was a different way they worded it, but maybe not. Basically, he knew it was, but like, we already kind of knew that. It says 3 sources. Yeah, okay. I thought I saw another one, but basically, he knew that it was a minor, but like, I think we already knew that. Just for the fact that if he didn't know, it's like, it's just, I feel like, first of all, let me just say this, just a blanket statement. This whole story it really just showed who's fucking retarded. And I don't know if these people are retarded or they're like big fans, so they're not thinking clearly, or they're just fucking stupid, or they want attention, or I don't know what it is. But like, a lot of people are just really fucking stupid, it seems to me. But if he didn't know, right? If he didn't know she was underage, that would have literally cleared up his whole fucking case. You know what I'm saying? So if he didn't know that, he would have said that. That would have been the first thing he fucking says. Hey, I didn't know. So obviously he fucking knew, or he would have fucking clarified immediately. But I kept seeing so many fucking people be like, well, maybe he didn't know. And there were so many people saying that, and I'm trying to understand why so many people are like trying to defend this guy. You know, like the people out there on Twitter are defending this guy more than he's defending himself. Like, they're like making up shit to try to defend him that he won't even say himself. I'm not understanding what the fuck's going on. Like, they're really like, I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. I don't know. Are they stupid? Do they want attention? I don't know. It just doesn't really make any sense to me. I'm not understanding it at all. Because obviously, he knew. Or he would have said, I didn't know, and this whole thing would have been done. That's it. It wouldn't even been an issue if he really didn't know. So, like, obviously he knew. I don't know why that has to be clarified. And now, everyone keeps saying that it was a 17-year-old. I haven't seen anywhere where it said the person's age or gender. We don't even know if it is a girl. But somehow there's like a narrative now that it's a 17-year-old girl. From where? I don't know. Where did that come from? No, his tweet did not say anything like that. They have never said 17. And all of a sudden, it just turned into, oh, it's a 17-year-old girl. Where did that come from? I'll pull his tweet up right now. I don't know where that came from. People are just saying that. But that's even more weird. That's what I'm saying. Like, these people are trying to, like, find some weird reason to, like, defend the guy. They're like, oh, chill, she's only 17. It's not like it was an 8-year-old. Like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, what the fuck am I hearing? You just created an age for her to defend him is insane. And nobody that knows anything about it has ever said the age. Nowhere in his tweet does it say the age. There's one message, 117 in 2017. Is it because it says 2017? At no point has anyone ever said the age. It could actually be a 12-year-old. And regardless, he's 40. But it could have been a 12-year-old. It could have been a fucking 5-year-old. It could have been a... Who knows? It could have been a guy. And everybody said Sneeko. Dude, that guy doesn't... He just... That's what I mean. He just made that up. To push some other agenda that he's trying to push against fucking whores or whatever. Like, that's cool, dude. But nowhere has the age ever been fucking said. Like, I don't understand. That guy doesn't know the age. The people involved haven't said the age. The age has never been said. The gender has never been said. And now that we have this tweet, it could have been a boy. Now that we see this, there's not even a guarantee it was a fucking girl anymore. And people are talking about it's a 17-year-old girl. We don't know what it was. I just thought that was crazy that people just like made up a fucking random ass fucking shit to like defend. It's so weird. People are really like defending this guy so hard and he's not even like defending himself. It's like weird to me. I don't get it. So weird. But yeah, that was it. I don't know if we'll ever... I don't even know if we get any more info. We probably get more info, but I feel like every day a little bit more info is coming out. I feel like, honestly, this is like one more fucking statement away from hitting like Me Too and like 10 bitches come out on some Bill Cosby shit. Like, yeah, he DM me. They all start leaking the DMs and shit. I think it's very close to approaching that point because I bet he was DMing hella bitches. All sorts of bitches. I think this is getting pretty close to that. Just a couple more. And then we're going to see a whole fucking flood. Because so far we have confirmation of what? The trans, the minor, and the other like regular e-girl streamer. So he's getting all sorts of variety. You know what I mean? What else is he missing? He's mixing it up. So I don't know what's next. Someone else got to come out. His wife knows about all of it. Yeah, this is not news to... Well, maybe this trans one might be news to the wife. I don't know. But the wife knew about the minor and the wife knew about the other e-girl, obviously. Just because those two were legal. This is... She probably didn't know about this. I don't know. But, like... I guess... I mean, she could divorce... They're actually married, right? So she could really just divorce him and take half his shit. She didn't want to, I guess. But... I don't know what they're probably... They do have a kid, so maybe they're staying together for the kid. How old is his kid? Like, his kid got to be old, no? Does his kid must know. How old is his kid? He has a daughter, I think. Isn't that how old she is? 12, 10. Okay, she's old enough to either be seeing this or be very close to seeing this. If she's 10, she probably doesn't know. I don't know. She might know. She goes to school, and another kid in class is familiar with Twitch. Like, that shit gonna be out there pretty quick, to be honest. There's a chance she could know already. I feel like, especially with someone as big as Doc, like, if she's in school, it's summer, I guess. It is summer, actually, so maybe she might not know. But she will be finding out come September. First day of school, it's going to be a rough first day. They might have to homeschool her. Because other kids going to know. I'm sure, like, dude, if your dad was Dr. Disrespect and you're like 10 years old, I bet the whole fucking school knows that's your dad. He might come to school and pick her up in his little gay little fucking wig. He probably a big hit at the school, bro. They might ban him from picking her up from school. You think they might not allow him at school no more to pick her up. Just consider that. I'm sure he's hella popular, bro, because like, you know, like 10-year-olds, they probably be so happy that like they're hype about that. They're like, "Oh my god, your dad's Dr. Disrespect. Oh my god, that's so cool. I watch him." And now they all know. Like somebody at that school knows for sure. I promise you. And that's all it takes one fucking 10-year-old to know. They all know. I promise you they know. Yeah, they might have to homeschool this kid. And now the kid's gonna know about this trans shit too. Come back to first day of school. The whole school talking about your dad. Your dad's gay. Your dad cheated on your mom. Your dad's a fucking pedophile. Damn. You just gotta stay home, dude. What do you even say? Like, shit. What the hell do you say? You can't say nothing. That's fucking rough. Yeah, that's terrible. There's nothing to be done. And she can't even you can't even keep it low key because they know that's her dad. I promise you, they know. So it's probably better it's a girl though. To be honest, if it was a guy, it would be worse. 100% worse. The fact that it's a girl is probably better. Probably won't get bullied as badly. Because if it was a son, for sure we get bullied way worse. Because I feel like, I don't know. Yeah, because I feel like girls are less likely to bully other girls. And guys are also less likely to bully a girl than guys would be to bully a guy. But is this debate started yet or what? When does it start? Can I watch it on YouTube? Surely I can. What do I go to? How the fuck do I watch this? Oh, it's live. Which one should I watch? Why does CBS got the most? Does it matter which one I watch? They're all gonna have the same shit, no? CBS got the most. When does it start? Is it just them two? We still got 15 minutes, you think? We still got time, I think. I feel like, I don't. If you guys ever actually watched the debate, it's like 90% retarded. They don't even it's like stupid. I feel like it's really more for the highlights, dude. Yeah, I'm down after to get some quotes. But hold on, let me see something. You think Bob's watching this shit live? He probably ain't streaming it though, huh? You think he would be streaming it live, like yelling? Let's see. I don't know. I'm down to check if he would be doing that. He might be. Nah, he ain't. He got to be locked in. He ain't gonna stream it. He don't want to argue with people. He locked in on it. He might have people over watching this shit. It's like a Super Bowl. Alright, we got like 10-15 minutes before it starts. Do they start on time or no? Who's this fucking guy? Anyways, they got like 15 minutes. I'll give it a chance. It's probably gonna be terrible. So if it's boring, I'm clicking off it. Hold on. Let's see. Big Pop-Up Pump, appreciate the 13 months. Seth, appreciate the 22 months. Jordy, appreciate the 51 months. Fwiz, appreciate the 31 months. Ron Lethals, appreciate the 35 months. Solid Snails, appreciate the Prime. Okay, I don't want to... Yeah, I'm going to stream tomorrow, so I don't want to waste all of our good shit. Let me see. Yeah, let me not... Let's wait for this. I'm going to save the vids for tomorrow. I don't want to waste them. Let's see. UFC... What is this weekend? Oh, is this Alex? I don't know. The first fight I really felt pretty confident Alex. Now, this fight, I don't know. Could go either way. I still would pick Alex, but it could go either way. The rest of these, I mean, this is actually a good fight. I might go with Ortega on this low-key. I don't know. We'll see. Because Diego Lopez hasn't fought anybody. So this is like a big step up, but I don't know. I also don't think Ortega's that good. Anthony Smith, this is the fight that got changed like 6 times. I don't know, what was this originally supposed to be? Like Hill versus fucking Ulberg or something? I don't even remember. This was supposed to be something else. It got changed like 8 times. I don't know. I'm not sure. Not even sure what's going on. I don't care about these two bitches. This fight probably gonna be terrible. I don't know. I don't even have a pick. It's probably gonna be an awful fight. Probably split decision. Terrible. Awful. What's on prelims? I got 5 round prelims. This is decent prelims. I don't really care about them. Wait, this gay guy over here. He's like minus 2,000 or something. Some people tweet about this guy. He's like one of the biggest favorites ever or something. He's actually, I think he's actually a decent fighter, but like he's like hella hyped up. I don't know why, but he's gay. So, who is on early prelims? There's actually pretty decent prelims and early prelims, to be honest. Just the main card's kind of weak. Not weak, actually. It's all right. You could tell it's because Connor was on here, so they didn't fill it out well. Yeah, he's gay. Dude, I saw a video. I didn't see the video. I tried to find the video, but I saw people talking about the video. They said he put a fucking vape pen up his ass or something. Has anyone seen that video? I tried to search it because I was like, these guys got to be trolling, but I couldn't find it, so I don't know. I don't know if this is a troll or something. Because I typed it into Google, and it was a bunch of... The video doesn't pop up, but it's a bunch of people talking about the video. They've all seen it. Because I was like, how big of a pen? Like, how does that actually... Like, what's going on? Here, I'll show you right now. Hold on. If you just type in Peyton Talbot vape, right? See, people are talking about it, but no, I don't. Here, look. Here's a tweet about it from March 24th. I saw somebody mention it today. And I was like, what? I never heard about this. They were talking about it, see? So it exists. I don't know. Is this an inside joke or what? Because people are talking about it. See, there's another. I found another on Reddit. There's a link. People have been talking about it. So I think he's gay. Oh, this is something else. Pole dancing. I'm scared to scroll down this. I think this guy's gay, dude. Hold on. No one said vape on this. Why did that pop up? Hold on. I don't want to have this on my history. Okay, this is deleted. I can't pull it up. Somebody was talking about it here too. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where the video is. I don't really care that much. I just feel like, what the fuck? But yeah, that guy's gay apparently, so don't know. His mom is a stripper. That's probably why he's so fucked up. Brawny? I mean, that's cool. I don't know why Woj is being weird about it and saying that he's like, you see what Woj said? He's being hella weird about it. I don't know why. Like, obviously he's fucking dog shit. He's only drafted because he's LeBron's son, but like, you know, we don't gotta lie about it. We could be honest. Where is the tweet? Hold on. Because he said, where is it? Yeah, here it is. I don't get this. Like, it's a weird, like, Braun told him to say this or what? Like, I don't get it. Like, obviously he's getting drafted because he's LeBron's son. Like, we don't have to lie and say that's not the reason. It's okay. I think it's cool. Like, that's cool. He gets to play with his son. Like, that's cool. But like, we don't need to pretend that's not the reason. So it's just like, they're being weird about it. I don't know why. It's not that big of a deal. Z-Laner? Oh, did he post something? Z-Laner? What did he post? Let me see. I didn't know he posted something. Oh, 23 hours ago. Oh, okay. Let me see. I haven't watched this. Let's see. What the hell is going on here? Why is he talking like that? Is this how he talks? Why is he talking like he's like hostage? Is this how this guy talks? Dude, he's fucking talking hella quiet. Hold on, I'm turning it up, dude. I can't even hear. I got my shit turned up. Hold on. Oh, I have it muted. I was like, wait, what? Okay, now you can hear. Wait, he's hella quiet. Hold on, I'm turning all the way up.
People speculating.
Okay, here. Well, why is he talking like this? Is this how he talks?
Everyone, just making this video due to the fact that a lot of people are obviously wondering what my thoughts are on the.
Is this how he talks normally, or what's going on? He's talking like someone has a gun to his head.
What my silence over the last few days means. I want to start by saying the silence has been nothing more than probably what it's been for a lot of people over the last few days. It's been pretty devastating, devastating news. Just hard to come to grips with. For Doc, I hope this is a dark,
such a weird video.
Dark part.
What?
Of his past.
What?
I hope he learns from the situation.
Learns from the situation.
And it never happens again.
Never happens again. What? What the fuck is this guy saying?
A full-grown man messaging a minor is unacceptable. And I can't stand by that.
Okay. What the fuck? What is going on? Dude, these people have the worst response. They need to hire me. I promise you I'll give everybody a great response on what to fucking say. These people are so terrible at PR. I don't understand what's going on. This is a terrible vid to post. What am I seeing? Why did you say, I hope that's part of his dark past, and I hope he learns from it? So you can, what? So you can fucking hang out with him again? What are you talking about, man? People are fucking stupid. Let me see what the responses are on this, bro. I don't understand what's going on here. The way he's phrasing that is it's like it's a drug addict going to rehab or something. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Look at all the replies. They're like, we love you, man. The hell? All right, apparently this was a good statement. My bad. The replies are very positive. Okay, I guess my bad. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. That was just a weird way to phrase that, dude. It's so simple. You could say, hey, first of all, you say, hey, I didn't know. You need to, first of all, none of these people, not one of them has ever said the words, I didn't know. In every response that all these people have posted, you realize not one of them has ever said, I didn't know. That's the first thing you say. Hey, I didn't know. Number two, that's not cool. It's not acceptable. Number three, I don't fuck with a guy no more. That's it. And you end the video. That's it. But I don't know what all this extra shit is. Well, let me listen to that. What did he say, dude? He said, I hope this is part of his dark past. What did he say? Let me listen to that again, bro.
It's been for a lot of people
guy say?
Over the last few days. It's been pretty devastating. Devastating news. Just hard to come to grips with. For Doc, I hope this is a dark part of his past.
I hope this is a dark part of his past.
I hope he learns.
And I hope he learns from the situation. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about?
A full-grown man.
Why did you say that?
Messaging a minor.
What the hell are we talking about? I don't understand. These people, they just be saying dumbass shit. I don't know what I'm hearing, man. Okay, man. That's cool, man. This shit ain't started yet. I don't know what the fuck I'm hearing, man, out these people, bro. It's just crazy shit, bro. It's the way these people respond. Yeah, the way this guy just responded sounds like he wants to game with him when he gets back to streaming. That's how he just responded. He made it sound like it's a part of his past. We're gonna move on from that, and we're gonna enjoy some fucking Warzone in the next week. That's how he just responded. So I don't know what the fuck's going on here. And honestly, I think they'll be all right. To be honest, I'm gonna be honest with you. Just from the the way that I've seen everyone react to this, I think he'll be just fine. To be honest, I think the majority of people don't care. And the majority of them actually don't even believe it. I think. Because you gotta consider who the fuck watches what type of person watches a Dr. Disrespect stream in the first place? Would they even care in the first place? No. So I think he'll be just fine. I unironically, I actually think they do care more if they knew. The trans shit hasn't blown up as much. So if that blows up more and gets confirmed and shit, I think they'd care more about that. I'm being dead ass serious. I think they would be more upset about that. I think they would be more likely to not watch him anymore because of that than the minor. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm being serious. %100 serious. Wait, let me see something. Hold on. Does he have a hold on. Does he have a subreddit? Are they talking about him in there? Let me see. I'm sure he has one. We can get it inside the mind into what they're thinking. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Let's see what they're thinking in here. Okay, so that's funny. That's actually funny. Okay, good. That's actually hilarious. Wait, that's actually really funny. Okay. Let's see what they're saying. Look. I told you they don't care, bro. Can he still get a kick deal? I told you. They don't care. I fucking told you they don't give a fuck. Hey, I'm sure Kick would welcome him. He wouldn't even be the fucking worst guy on Kick. There's plenty worse on Kick, man. They would love him over there. Can he still get a Kick deal? Is crazy. What the fuck? Oh, man. Yo. Look at this. Look at this fucking loser. Hope he figures it out, but things aren't looking easy from here. What is this fucking loser talking about, man? What the fuck is this guy saying, bro? Hope he figures it out, man. It's looking tough, man. What the fuck, dude? These people are insane, bro. I'm telling you, these people are fucking insane, bro. Okay, let's see. Fucking wild, bro. Let me see. Okay, I ain't seen nothing. Okay, I think there's okay, hold on. Is it starting? Do they have a walkout? Do they have a walkout?
Is to facilitate a debate between the two candidates tonight.
Wait, let me look at the top.
Before we introduce them, we want to share the rules of the debate with the audience at home. Former President Trump will be on the left side of the screen. President Biden will be appearing on the right. A coin toss determined their positions. Each candidate will have 2 minutes to answer a question and 1 minute each for
That's what I'm
responses
talking about,
and
dude.
rebuttals. An additional minute for follow-up clarification.
I promise you,
or
they all
response
think like
is
this.
at the moderator's discretion.
When it's time for a candidate to speak, his microphone will be turned on and his opponent's microphone will be turned off. Should a candidate interrupt when his microphone is muted, he will be difficult to understand for viewers at home. At the end of the debate, each candidate will get 2 minutes for closing statements. There is no studio audience tonight. Pre-written notes, props, or contact with campaign staff are not permitted during the debate. By accepting our invitation to debate, both candidates and their campaigns agreed to accept these rules.
Now, please welcome the 46th President of the United
Wait. I was behind.
States, Joe Biden.
Folks, how are you? Great to be here. Thank you.
And please welcome the 45th President of the United States, Donald Trump.
Is his mic off? He said something. Hey, they're pretty close to each other. What if they just started fighting?
Gentlemen, thanks so much for being here. Let's begin the debate, and let's start with the issue that voters consistently say is their top concern.
What is the
economy.
top concern? Okay.
President Biden,
Economy.
inflation has slowed,
Let's
but
see.
prices remain high. Since you took office, the price of essentials has increased. For example, a basket of groceries that cost $100 then now costs more than $120. And typical home prices have jumped more than 30%. What do you say to voters who feel they are worse off under your presidency than they were under President
If
Trump?
he look empty
Let's
as
take a
hell.
look at what I was left when I became president and what Mr. Trump left me. We had an economy that was in free fall. The pandemic was so badly handled. Many people were dying. All he said was, it's not that serious. Just inject a little bleach in your arm. You'll be all right. The economy collapsed. There were no jobs. Unemployment rate rose to 15%. It was terrible. And so what we had to do was try to put things back together again. And that's exactly what we began to do.
Your face is killing me, bro.
Jobs, and we brought out in the position where we have 800,000 new manufacturing jobs, but there's more to be done.
Is he got to be reading something, right?
People are still
You got
in
this
trouble.
memorized or
I
something?
come from Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Is
I
this
come from a
memorized?
place Where the kitchen
What's
tables
going on
and
here?
Things weren't able to be met during the month. It was a problem.
He's
Price
just
of eggs, the price of
spitting
gas,
off.
the
He
price
got to
of
be reading
housing,
something,
the price of
bro.
A whole range of things. That's why I'm working so hard to make
He
sure
just has not
I
stopped.
deal with those problems. And we're going to make sure that we reduce the price of housing. We're going to make sure we build 2
Bro,
million new
there's
units.
no way
We're
he.
gonna make sure we
This is
cap
no way.
rents.
This is off the dome,
Corporate
bro.
greed can't take over. The
No way.
combination, What I was left with in corporate greed is the reason why we're in this problem right now. In addition to that, we're in a situation where
Bro,
if you take a look at all
there's
that was
no
done in his
way this is
administration,
off the dome.
he didn't do much at all. By the time he left, things were in chaos, literally chaos. And so we put things back together. We created, I said, those jobs. We make sure.
I honestly
we're in a
for what he
situation
said. He's been talking for
we
so
know
long.
We brought down the price of prescription drugs, which is a major issue for many people, to $15 for a insulin shot as opposed to $400. No senior has to pay more than $200 for any drug, all the drugs they can include beginning next year. And the situation is and we're going to make that available to everybody, to all Americans. So we're working to bring down the price around the kitchen table, and that's what we're going to get done.
Thank you, President
God
Trump.
damn.
We had the greatest economy in the history of our country. We have never done so well. Everybody was amazed by it. Other countries were copying us. We got hit with COVID, and when we did, we spent the money necessary so we wouldn't end up in a Great Depression, the likes of which we had in 1929. By the time we finished, so we did a great job. We got a lot of credit for the economy, a lot of credit for the military, and no wars, and so many other things.
Dude, he
Everything was
speaks so
rocking
much
good.
better, man.
But the thing we never got the credit for, and we should have, is getting us out of that COVID mess. He created mandates that was a disaster for our country.
That's a problem for
other than that,
Joe.
we had given them back a country where the stock market actually was higher than pre-COVID, and nobody thought that was even possible. The only jobs he created are for illegal immigrants and bounce-back jobs, the bounce-back from the COVID. He has not done a good job. He's done a poor job, and inflation's killing our country. It is absolutely killing us.
Thank you, President Biden.
He's reading something, I think.
Well,
He's reading his notes.
Economy in the world. He's the only one who thinks that, I think. I don't know anybody else who thinks he had the greatest economy in the world.
Well, I think a lot of people would think that, dude. Hey, you'd be surprised.
We found ourselves in a situation where his economy, he rewarded the wealthy. He had the largest tax cut in American history, $2 trillion. He raised a deficit larger than any president has in any one term. He's the only president other than Herbert Hoover who's lost more jobs than he had when he began, since Herbert Hoover.
Okay, pull that a little stat. Okay.
And the military, you know, when he was president, they were still killing people in Afghanistan. He didn't do anything about that. When he was president, we were still finding ourselves in a position where you had a notion that we were this safe country. The truth is, I'm the only president this century that doesn't have any, this decade, that doesn't have any troops anywhere in the world like he did.
President Trump, I want to follow
up
if I can.
Am I allowed to respond to him?
Well, I'm going to ask you a follow-up. You can do whatever you want with the minute that we get.
You know what a decade is?
I want to follow up. You want to impose a 10% tariff on all goods
coming
into
in 2024, buddy. What do you mean this decade?
That doesn't drive prices even higher.
It's not going to drive them higher. It's just going to cause countries that have been ripping us off for years, like China and many others, in all fairness to China. It's going to just force them to pay us a lot of money, reduce our deficit tremendously, and give us a lot of power for other things. But he made a statement. The only thing he was right about is I gave you the largest tax cut in history. I also gave you the largest regulation cut in history. That's why we had all the jobs. And the jobs went down, and then they bounced back, and he's taking credit for bounce back jobs. You can't do that. He also said he inherited 9% inflation. No, he inherited almost no inflation, and it stayed that way for 14 months. And then it blew up under his leadership.
Hey, we need some fact checkers on this. I don't know the stats on this.
They were doing, and they don't know.
Is someone checking on this?
Probably the worst administration in history. There's never been. And as far as Afghanistan is concerned, I was getting out of Afghanistan, but we were getting out with dignity, with strength, with power. He got out. It was the most embarrassing day in the history of our country's life.
President Trump, over the last 8 years, under both of your administrations, the national debt soared to record highs. And according to a new nonpartisan analysis, President Trump, your administration approved $8.4 trillion in new debt, while so far, President Biden, you've approved $4.3 trillion in new debt. So, former President Trump, many of the tax cuts that you signed into law are set to expire next year. You want to extend them and go even further, you say. With the U.S. facing trillion-dollar deficits and record debt, why should top earners and corporations pay even less in taxes than they do now?
Because the tax cuts spurred the greatest economy that we've ever seen.
Less taxes. Hey, I fuck with that. Hold on.
It was so strong that we were able to get through COVID much
better
than
hear.
Just about any other country. But we spurred, that tax spurred. Now, when we cut the taxes, as an example, the corporate tax was cut down to 21% from 39%, plus beyond that. We took in more revenue with much less tax, and companies were bringing back trillions of dollars back into our country. The country was going like never before, and we were ready to start paying down debt. We were ready to start using the liquid gold right under our feet, the oil and gas right under our feet. We were going to have something that nobody else has had. We got hit with COVID. We did a lot to fix it. I gave him an unbelievable situation with all of the therapeutics and all of the things.
Yo, he looked at him. He looking at him.
We gave
him. Yo, why are you looking at him that way?
More people died under his administration, even though.
Yo, why are you looking at him?
More people died under his administration.
Yo, he's mad.
And we were right in the middle of it.
Yo, why was he looking at him like that?
But he had far more people dying in his administration. He did the mandate, which is a disaster, mandating it. The vaccine went out. He did a mandate on the vaccine, which is the thing that people most objected to about the vaccine. And he did a very poor job, just a very poor job. And I will tell you, not only poor there, but throughout the entire world, we're no longer respected as a country. They don't respect our leadership. They don't respect the United States anymore. We're like a third world nation between weaponization of his election, trying to go after his political opponent. All of the things he's done, we've become like a third world nation.
All right.
And it's a shame. The damage he's done to our country, and I'd love to ask him, and will, why he allowed millions of people to come in here from prisons, jails, and mental institutions to come into our country and destroy our country.
President Trump, we will get to immigration later in this block. President Biden, I want to give you an opportunity to respond to this question about the national debt.
He had the largest national debt of any president in a 4-year period, number one. Number two, That $2 trillion tax cut benefited the very wealthy.
You know, it's all I've heard is how both of them just
we have
are
1,000
shit.
trillionaires in America.
I ain't heard nothing positive.
In America. And what's happening? They're in a situation
Each
where
one's saying how the other one's dog shit.
2% in taxes. If they just paid 24%, 25%, either one of those numbers, they'd raise $500 million, billion dollars, I should say, in a 10-year period. We'd be able to wipe out his debt. We'd be able to help make sure that all those things we need to do, child care, elder care, making sure that we continue to strengthen our health care system, making sure.
Hey, I feel like Joe's speaking well. This is good speaking for Joe, no?
Eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. Excuse me, with.
He usually don't speak this well.
Everything we have to do with.
Yeah, he on like Adderall. It feels like he's on Adderall or something, but like he actually speaking well for Joe.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicare. He beat it to death, and he's destroying Medicare because all of these people
his
are coming
face be
in.
killing me,
They're
though.
putting them on Medicare. They're putting them on
his
Social
face
Security.
be
They're going to
killing
destroy
me.
Social Security. This man is going to single-handedly destroy Social Security. These
Dude,
millions
this is
and
the
millions
problem.
of people coming in.
Trump
they're
speaks
trying to put
way
them on
better than
Social
Joe.
Security. He will wipe out.
So, like,
Social
even if
Security.
Joe says
He will
something
wipe
good,
out
it just
Medicare.
comes off
so
poorly.
He was right in the way he finished that sentence. And
And
it's
if
a
Trump
shame.
says something
What's
fucking
happened to our
stupid,
country
he makes it
in
sound
the last
good.
4 years is not to be believed. Foreign countries, I'm friends with a lot of people. They cannot believe what happened to the United States of America. We're no longer respected. They don't like us. We give them everything they want, and they think we're stupid. They think we're very stupid people. What we're doing for other countries, and they do nothing for us. What this man has done is absolutely criminal.
Thank you, President Trump. Dana?
This is the first presidential election since the Supreme Court
Absolutely
overturned
criminal
Roe v.
use.
Wade.
Hey, you think Joe gonna
This
bring it up
morning,
his shit?
the court
Hey, you gotta bring
ruled
up
on
something,
yet
Joe.
another abortion case,
Joe should have been like,
temporarily allowing
you calling
emergency
me
abortions
absolutely
to
criminal.
continue
Hold
in
on.
Idaho,
Hey,
despite
they
that
need to put
state's
me in for
restrictive
Joe.
ban.
Get me in his ear.
Former President Trump, you take credit for the decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, which returned the issue of abortion to the states.
Correct.
However, the federal government still plays a role in whether or not women have access to abortion pills. They're used in about 2/3 of all abortions. As president, would you block abortion medication?
No, we need to
First of
keep
all, the
that.
Supreme Court just
No, we need to go ahead and
approved
keep
the abortion
that.
bill, and I agree with their decision to have done that, and I will not block it.
Nah,
And
go ahead and
if you
keep that,
look at
dude.
This whole question that you're asking, complex, but not really complex. 51 years ago, you had Roe v. Wade, and everybody wanted to get it back to the states. Everybody, without exception. Democrats, Republicans, liberals, conservatives. Everybody wanted it back. Religious leaders. And what I did is I put 3 great Supreme Court justices on the court, and they happened to vote in favor of killing Roe v. Wade and moving it back to the states. This is something that everybody wanted. Now, 10
Yo,
years
he keep
ago,
looking
we
at him.
started talking about how
Yo,
many
he
weeks and
bad.
how many this, getting
But
into
he keeps
other
staring
things.
him
But
down.
every legal scholar throughout the world, the most
Yo, the way
respected,
he
wanted
looking
it
at
put
him
back
is
to the
killing
states.
me,
I
bro.
did that.
Hey
Now
Habibi,
the
the
states
tax
are
cuts
working
Trump
it out.
plays
You look
won't
at
matter
Ohio, it
because
was a
we will all
decision
be
that was-
paying for the
it was
tariffs he
an end
imposes.
result that was a little bit more
Lose-lose
liberal than you would have
situation.
thought.
Love
Kansas, I
Lee
would say the same thing. Texas
Oh,
is
you be
different,
paying
Florida
taxes
is
or what?
different.
That's
But they're all
crazy.
making their own decisions
Hey,
right
you-
now.
hey, you be safe,
and
man.
right now, the states control it. That's the vote of the people. Like Ronald Reagan, I believe in the exceptions. I am a person that believes. And frankly, I think it's important to believe in the exceptions. Some people, you have to follow your heart. Some people don't believe in that. But I believe in the exceptions for rape, incest, and the life of the mother. I think it's very important. Some people don't. Follow your heart. But you have to get elected also. And because that has to do with other things. You got to get elected. The problem they have is they're radical.
They need to
because
add
will
losers
take the life of
to
a
that
child
list.
in the 8th month, the 9th month, and even after birth. After birth.
Like,
If you
yeah,
look at
rape
the former
victims,
governor of Virginia, he
molesters,
was willing to do this.
and then
He
fucking
said, "We'll put the
losers that
baby
don't need to be
aside,
having any
and
kids
we'll
need to get
determine
added
what
to
we
that."
do with the baby, meaning we'll kill the baby. What happened is we brought it back to the states, and the country is now coming together
Hold on,
on
I'm
this
gonna let this
issue.
fool
It's
out. You
been a
crying.
great thing.
What you crying
Thank you,
about, man?
President Biden.
It's been a terrible thing, what you've done. The fact is that the vast majority of constitutional scholars supported Roe when it was decided. Supported Roe. And that's this idea that they're all against it is just ridiculous. And this is the guy who says the state should be able to have it. We're in a state where in 6 weeks You don't even know whether you're pregnant or not, but you cannot see a doctor, and have him decide on what your circumstances are, whether you need help. The idea that states are able to do this is a little like saying we're going to turn civil rights back to the states, that each state have a different rule. Look, there's so many young women who have been, including a young woman who just was murdered, and he went to the funeral. The idea that she was murdered by an immigrant coming in, they talk about that. But here's the deal: there's a lot of young women who are being raped by their in-laws, by their spouses.
Whoa! What did I just come back to?
It's just ridiculous, and they can do nothing about it. And they try to arrest them when they cross state lines.
Thank you.
There have been many young women murdered by the same people he allows to come across our border. We have a border that's the most dangerous place anywhere in the world, considered the most dangerous place anywhere in the world. And he opened it up, and these killers are coming into our country, and they are raping and killing women. And it's a terrible thing. As far as the abortion is concerned, it is now back with the states. The states are voting. In many cases, it's frankly a very liberal decision. In many cases, it's the opposite. But they're voting, and it's bringing it back to the vote of the people, which is what everybody wanted, including the founders, if they knew about this issue, which frankly they didn't. But they would have. Everybody wanted brought back. Ronald Reagan wanted it brought back. He wasn't able to get it. Everybody wanted it brought back, and many presidents had tried to get it back. I was the one to do it. And again, this gives it the vote of the people, and that's where they wanted it. Every legal scholar wanted it that way.
Staying on the topic of abortion, President Biden, 7
Here,
states.
she cut him off again.
I'll let you do that. This is the same topic. 7 states have no legal restrictions.
Yeah, why
on
you
how
look
far
like
into
that,
a
man?
pregnancy a woman
You gotta
can
have a
obtain
better
an
appearance,
abortion.
man. Why you look confused?
Do you support any legal limits on how late a
Fix
woman
your
should
face,
be able
man.
to terminate a pregnancy?
I support Roe
Oh,
v.
brother.
Wade, which had 3 trimesters. The first time is between the woman and the doctor. Second time is between the doctor and an extreme situation. The third time is between the doctor, between the woman and the state. The idea that the politicians, that the founders wanted the politicians to be the ones making decisions about women's health.
Hey, can we take a timeout?
No politician.
Hey, he need a timeout.
Making those decisions. That's how it should be run. That's what.
Do they get a break?
And if I'm elected, I'm going to restore Roe v. Wade.
Do they get a break, or what's up?
Take the life of the baby in the 9th month and even after birth, because some states, Democrat run, take it after birth. Again, the former governor of Virginia, put the baby down, then we decide what to do with it. So he's willing to, as we say, rip the baby out of the womb in the 9th month and kill the baby. Nobody wants that to happen, Democrat or Republican. Nobody wants it to happen.
9th month is crazy.
That is simply
Ain't
not
nobody
true.
saying all that. God damn.
Roe v. Wade does not provide for that.
9th month,
That's
that
not the
fool's already
circumstance.
alive.
Only if a woman's life is in danger, she's going to die. That's the only
Who the
circumstance.
hell's getting them out in the 9th month?
We are not for late-term abortion, period.
Under Roe v. Wade, you have
9th
late-term
month is
abortion.
crazy.
You can do whatever you want, depending on the state. You can do whatever you want. We don't think that's a good thing. We think it's a radical thing. We think the Democrats are the radicals, not the Republicans.
For 51 years, that was the law. 51 years, constitutional scholarship said it was the right way to go. 51 years, and it was taken away because this guy put very conservative members on the Supreme Court. He takes credit for taking it away. What's he going to do? What's he going to do, in fact, if the MAGA Republicans, he gets elected, and the MAGA Republicans control the Congress, and they pass a universal ban on abortion, period, across the board at 6 weeks or 7 or 8 or 10 weeks, something very, very conservative. Is he going to sign that bill? I'll veto it. He'll sign it.
Thank you.
Let's turn now to the issue of immigration and border security.
They cut him
President
off.
Biden, a record number of migrants have illegally crossed the southern border on your watch. Overwhelming border states and overburdening cities such as New York and Chicago, and in some cases causing real safety and security concerns. Given that, why should
Yo, I
voters
feel like
trust
he's going to
you
say something.
to solve
Wow,
this
he put his
crisis?
hand up and everything.
We worked very hard to get a bipartisan agreement that not only changed all of that, it made sure that we are in a situation where You had no circumstance where they could come across the border with the number of border police there are now. We significantly increased the number of asylum officers. By the way, the Border Patrol endorsed my position. In addition to that, we find ourselves in a situation where when he was president, he was separating babies from their mothers, putting them in cages, making sure the families were separated. That's not the right way to go. What I've done since I've changed the law, what's happened? I've changed it in a way that now you're in a situation where there are 40% fewer people coming across the border illegally. That's better than when he left office. And I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of this. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look, we had the safest border in the history of our country. All he had to do was leave it. All he had to do was leave it. He decided to open up our border, open up our country to people that are from prisons, people that are from mental institutions.
Yo, you should keep saying that.
Terrorists.
You need to keep doing that. That's actually good.
Right now,
you need to keep doing that.
All over the world, not just in South America, all over the world. They come from the Middle East, everywhere. All over the world, they're pouring in. And this guy just left it open. And he didn't need legislation because I didn't have legislation. I said, close the border. We had the safest border in history. In that final couple of months of my presidency, we had, according to Border Patrol, who is great, and by the way, who endorsed me for president, but I won't say that, but they endorsed me for president. Brandon, just speak to him. But look, we had the safest border in history. Now we have the worst border in history.
Who do you name drop? Brandon?
There's never been anything like it.
Wait, is he KOing him?
All over the place, including
Wait, is he making fun of him, or is there a guy named Brandon?
President Biden?
The only terrorist who's done anything crossing the border is one who came along and killed under his administration, killed an Al-Qaeda person come in his administration, killed 3 American soldiers. That's the only terrorist that's there. I'm not saying that no terrorists ever got through, but the idea they're emptying their prisons, we're welcoming these people, that's simply not true. There's no data to support what he said. Once again, he's exaggerating, he's lying.
President Trump, staying on the topic of immigration, you've said that you're going to carry out, quote, the largest domestic deportation operation in American history, unquote. Does that mean that you will deport every undocumented immigrant in America, including those who have jobs, including those whose spouses are citizens, and including those who have lived here for decades? And if so, how will you do it?
Just 1 second. He said we killed 3 people. The people we killed are al-Baghdadi and Soleimani, the 2 greatest terrorists, biggest terrorists anywhere in the world. And it had a
Dude, they got to work on this guy's
not
face.
Just border, on everything.
Stop making that face,
He's
man.
the one that killed people with a bad water, including hundreds of thousands of people dying and also killing our citizens when they come in. We are living right now in a rat's nest. They're killing our people in New York, in California, in every state in the union, because we don't have borders anymore. Every state is now a border. And because of his ridiculous, insane, and very stupid policies, people are coming in and they're killing our citizens.
Oh, he's warming up.
At a level that we've never seen. We call it migrant crime. I call it Biden migrant crime.
Oh, yeah, he's starting to cook. Hold on.
At a level that we've never seen before.
He started out calm.
Reading it.
Now he's starting to kill them.
Incredible young girls over the last few days. One of them, I just spoke to the mother, and they just had the funeral for this girl, 12 years old. This is horrible what's taking place.
Crazy.
What's taking place.
Hey, someone got to talk to him about his face, dude. He can't look like that, man. That's a bad look, dude.
Now. He doesn't want it to be. He just doesn't know. He opened the borders. Nobody's ever seen anything like. And we have to get a lot of these people out, and we have to get them out fast because they're going to destroy our country. Just take a look at where they're living. They're living in luxury hotels in New York City and other places. Our veterans are on the street. They're dying because he doesn't care about our veterans. He doesn't care. He doesn't like the military at all, and he doesn't care about our veterans. Nobody been worse. I had the highest approval rating for veterans taking care of the VA. He has the worst. He's gotten rid of all the things that I approved. Choice that I got through Congress, all of the different things I approved, they abandoned. We had by far the highest, and now it's down in less than half because he's done all these great things that we did. And I think he did it just because I approved it, which is crazy. But he has killed so many people at our border by allowing all of these people to come in. And it's a very sad day in America.
President Biden, you have the mic.
Every single thing he said is a lie. Every single one. For example, Veterans are a hell of a lot better off since they passed the tax.
Hold on. He mad. He sat up. He said, hold on.
Insurance, and their families have it. Their families have it because what happened, whether it was Agent Orange or burn pits, they're all being covered now. And his group opposed that. We're also in a situation where we have great respect for veterans. My son spent a year in Iraq.
And maybe don't talk about your sons, dude.
Stage 4 glioblastoma.
Let's not talk about your sons, pal.
In France for D-Day, and I spoke about those heroes that died. I went to the World War II cemetery, World War I cemetery he refused to go to. He was standing with his 4-star general, and he told me, he said, I don't want to go in there because they're a bunch of losers and suckers. My son was not a loser, was not a sucker. You're a sucker. You're the loser.
President Trump?
First of all, that was a made-up quote. Suckers and losers. They made it up. It was in a third-rate magazine that's failing, like many of these magazines. He made that up. He put it in commercials. We've notified him. We had 19 people that said it and said, and think of this. I'm at a cemetery, or I'm talking about our veterans, because nobody's taking better care. I'm so glad this came up, and he brought it up. There's nobody that's taken better care of our soldiers than I have. To think that I would, in front of generals and others, say suckers and losers. We have 19 people that said it was never said by me. It was made up by him, just like Russia was made up, just like the 51 intelligence agents are made up, just like the new thing with the 16 economists are talking. It's the same thing. 51 intelligence agents said that the laptop was Russia disinformation. It wasn't. That came from his son, Hunter. It wasn't Russia disinformation. He made up the suckers and losers. So he should apologize to me right now.
4-star general standing on your side was on your staff who said you said it. Period. That's number one. And number two, the idea that I have to apologize to you for anything going on. We've done more for veterans than any president has in American history.
Yo, he's scared mad. Yo, I'm kind of fuck with his vibe. Hey, this a good look, Joe. This a good vibe out of you. You need to keep this energy.
And their families, and
hold on.
When they go to war.
This is way better than your normal shit, man.
They're doing more for veterans than ever before in our history.
All right, thank you so much.
Hey, you need to keep this energy.
Policy. I want to begin with Russia's war against Ukraine, which is now in its 3rd year. Former President Trump, Russian President Vladimir Putin says he'll only end this war if Russia keeps the Ukrainian territory it has already claimed and Ukraine abandons its bid to join NATO. Are Putin's terms acceptable to you?
First of all, our veterans and
they
our
still
soldiers can't stand this guy.
They can't stand him. They think he's the worst commander-in-chief, if that's what you call him, that we've ever had. They can't stand him. So let's get that straight. And they like me more than just about any of them. And that's based on every single bit of information. As far as Russia and Ukraine, if we had a real president, a president that knew, that was respected by Putin, he would have never invaded Ukraine.
He's laughing. He can't believe it.
Now, much more than people know. You know, they talk about numbers. You can double those numbers, maybe triple those numbers.
Yeah.
He did nothing to stop it. In fact, I think he encouraged Russia from going in. I'll tell you what happened. He was so bad with Afghanistan. It was such a horrible,
are they going to answer any of the questions, bro? They going back and forth about this veteran shit, man.
And he saw the incompetence that he should have fired those generals, like I fired the one that you mentioned.
Because I know Joe about to respond to this now. He's not going to answer the question either.
No general got fired for the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country, Afghanistan, where we left billions of dollars of equipment behind. We lost 13 beautiful soldiers, and 38 soldiers were obliterated. And by the way, we left people behind, too. We left American citizens behind. When Putin saw that, he said, you know what? I think we're going to go in and maybe take this was his dream. I talked to him about it, his dream. The difference is he never would have invaded Ukraine. Never. Just like Israel would have never been invaded in a million years by Hamas. You know why? Because Iran was broke with me. I wouldn't let anybody do business with them. They ran out of money. They were broke. They had no money for Hamas. They had no money for anything. No money for terror. That's why you had no terror at all during my administration. This place, the whole world is blowing up under him.
President Biden?
I've never heard so much malarkey in my whole life. The fact of the matter is that we're in a situation where, let's take the last point first. Iran attacked American troops caused brain damage for a number of these troops, and he did nothing about it. Recently, not when he was president, they attacked. He said they're just having headaches. That's all it is. He didn't do a thing when the attack took place, number one. Number two, we got over 100,000 Americans and others out of Afghanistan during that airlift. Number three, we found ourselves in a situation where, if you take a look at what Trump did in Ukraine, this guy told Trump, do whatever you want, and do whatever you want. And that's exactly what Trump did to Putin, encourage him, do whatever you want. And he went in. And listen to what he said when he went in. He was going to take Kyiv in 5 days, remember? Because it's part of the old Soviet Union. That's what he wanted to reestablish, Kyiv. And he, in fact, didn't do it at all. He wasn't able to get it done. And they've lost thousands and thousands of troops, 500,000 troops.
President Trump,
I never said that.
For 1 minute, I just want to go back to my original question, which is, are Putin's terms acceptable to you? Keeping the territory in Ukraine?
Acceptable. No, they're not acceptable. But look, this is a war that never should have started. If we had a leader in this war, he led everybody along. He's given $200 billion now or more to Ukraine. He's given $200 billion. That's a lot of money. I don't think there's ever been anything like it. Every time that Zelensky comes to this country, he walks away with $60 billion. He's the greatest salesman ever. And I'm not knocking him. I'm not knocking anything. I'm only saying the money that we're spending on this war, and we shouldn't be spending, it should have never happened. I will have that war settled between Putin and Zelensky as president-elect before I take office on January 20th. I'll have that war settled. People being killed so needlessly, so stupidly, and I will get it settled, and I'll get it settled fast before I take office.
President Biden, you have a minute.
That's a crazy claim.
Putin is a war criminal. He's killed thousands and thousands of people. And he has made one thing clear. He wants to reestablish what was part of the Soviet Empire, not just a piece. He wants all of Ukraine. That's what he wants. And then you think he'll stop there? Do you think he'll stop when if he takes Ukraine? What do you think happens to Poland? What do you think of Belarus? What do you think happens to those NATO countries? And so if you want a war, you ought to find out what he's going to do, because if in fact he does what he says and walks away, and by the way, all that money we give Ukraine are from weapons we make here in the United States. We give them the weapons, not the money at this point. And our NATO allies have produced as much funding for Ukraine as we have. That's why we're strong.
Thank you. Moving on to the Middle East. In October, Hamas attacked Israel, killing more than 1,000 people and taking hundreds of hostages. Among those held and thought to still be alive are 5 Americans. Israel's response has killed thousands of Palestinians and created a humanitarian crisis in Gaza. President Biden, you've put forward a proposal to resolve this conflict, but so far Hamas has not released the remaining hostages, and Israel is continuing its military offensive in Gaza. So what additional leverage will you use to get Hamas and Israel to end the war? You have 2 minutes.
Number one, everyone from the United Nations Security Council straight through to the G7 to the Israelis and Netanyahu himself have endorsed the plan I put forward. Which has 3 stages to it. The first stage is trade the hostages for a ceasefire. Second phase is a ceasefire with additional conditions. The third phase is the end of the war. The only one who wants the war to continue is Hamas. Number one, they're the only ones standing out. We're still pushing hard to get them to accept. In the meantime, what's happened? In Israel, we're finding that the only thing I've denied Israel was 2,000-pound bombs. They don't work very well in populated areas. They kill a lot of innocent people. We're providing Israel with all the weapons they need and when they need them. And by the way, I'm the guy that organized the world against Iran when they had a full-blown intercontinental ballistic missile attack on Israel. No one was hurt. No one Israeli was accidentally killed, and it just stopped. We saved Israel. We are the biggest producer of support for Israel of anyone in the world. And so there are 2 different things. Hamas cannot be allowed to be continued. We continue to send our experts and our intelligence people as to how they can get Hamas like we did bin Laden. You don't have to do it. And by the way, they've been greatly weakened, Hamas, greatly weakened, and they should be. They should be eliminated. But you've got to be careful for what using certain weapons among population centers.
Just going back to Ukraine for 1 second. We have an ocean separating us. The European nations together have spent $100 billion, or maybe more than that, less than us. Why doesn't he call them and say, you got to put up your money like I did with NATO? I got them to put up hundreds of billions of dollars. The Secretary General of NATO said Trump did the most incredible job I've ever seen. They wouldn't have any. They were going out of business. We were spending almost 100% of the money was paid by us. He didn't do that. He's getting all. You got to ask these people to put up the money. We're over $100 billion more spent, and it has a bigger impact on them because of location, because we have an ocean in between. You got to ask them. As far as Israel and Hamas, Israel's the one that wants to go. He said the only one that wants to keep going is Hamas. Actually, Israel is the one, and you should let him go and let him finish the job. He doesn't want to do it. He's become like a Palestinian, but they don't like him because he's a very bad Palestinian. He's a weak one.
President Biden, you have a minute.
I've never heard so much foolishness. This is the guy who wants to get out of NATO. You're going to stay in NATO? He's going to pull out of NATO. The idea that we have, our strength lies in our alliances as well. It may be a big ocean, but we're ever able to avoid a war in Europe, a major war in Europe? What happens if, in fact, you have Putin continue to go into NATO? We have an Article 5 agreement. Attack on one is attack on all. You want to start the nuclear war he keeps talking about, go ahead, let Putin go in and control Ukraine and then move on to Poland and other places. See what happens then. He has no idea what the hell he's talking about. And by the way, I got 50 other nations around the world to support Ukraine, including Japan and South Korea, because they understand that this kind of dislocation has a serious threat to the whole world peace. No major war in Europe has ever been able to be contained just to Europe.
President Trump, just to follow up, would you support the creation of an independent Palestinian state in order to achieve peace in the region?
I'd have to see, but before we do that, the problem we have is that we spend all the money. So they kill us on trade. I made great trade deals with the European nations because if you add them up, they're about the same size economically. Their economy is about the same size as the United States. And they were no cars, they don't want anything that we have, but we're supposed to take their cars, their food, their everything, their agriculture. I changed that. But the big thing I changed is they don't want to pay. And the only reason that he can play games with NATO is because I got them to put up hundreds of billions of dollars. I said, and he's right about this, I said, no, I'm not going to support NATO if you don't pay. They asked me that question, would you guard us against Russia at a very secret meeting of the 28 states at that time, nations at that time? And I said, no, if you don't pay, I won't do that. And you know what happened? Billions and billions of dollars came flowing in the next day and the next months. But now we're in the same position. We're paying everybody's bills.
Let's turn to the issue of democracy. Former President Trump, I want to ask you about January 6, 2021. After you rallied your supporters that day, some of them stormed the Capitol to stop the constitutionally mandated counting of electoral votes. As president, you swore an oath to, quote, preserve, protect, and defend, unquote, the Constitution. What do you say to voters who believe that you violated that oath through your actions and inaction on January 6th and worry that you'll do it again?
Well, I don't think too many believe that. And let me tell you about January 6th. On January 6th, we had a great border. Nobody coming through, very few. On January 6th, we were energy independent. On January 6th, we had the lowest taxes ever. We had the lowest regulations ever. On January 6th, we were respected all over the world. All over the world, we were respected. And then he comes in, and we're now laughed at. We're like a bunch of stupid people.
They don't ever answer the question.
What happened to the United States' reputation under this man's leadership is horrible, including weaponization, which I'm sure at some point you'll be talking about, where he goes after his political opponent because he can't beat him fair and square.
You have 80 seconds left. My question was, what do you say to those
he repeated it. He said my question.
You violated your Constitution?
Okay, hey, hold on. He stood on that. He said, hold on, answer.
On January 6, 2021, and worry that you'll do it again.
Well, I didn't say that to anybody. I said peacefully and patriotically. And Nancy Pelosi, if you just watched the news from 2 days ago, on tape to her daughter, who's a documentary filmmaker, they say,
but she's saying, oh, no, it's my responsibility. I was responsible for this. Because I offered her 10,000 soldiers or National Guard, and she turned them down. And the mayor of, in writing, by the way, the mayor, in writing, turned it down, the mayor of D.C. They turned it down. I offered 10,000 because I could see, I had virtually nothing to do. They asked me to go make a speech. I could see what was happening. Everybody was saying they're going to be there on January 6th. They're going to be there. And I said, you know what? There's a lot of people coming. You could feel it. You could feel it, too, and you could feel it. And I said, they ought to have some National Guard or whatever. And I offered it to her. And she now admits that she turned it down. And it was the same day she was, I don't know, she can't be very happy with her daughter because it made her into a liar. She said, I take full responsibility for January 6th.
President Biden?
Look, he encouraged those folks to go up on Capitol Hill, number one. I sat in the dining room off the Oval Office. He sat there for 3 hours. 3 hours watching, begging, being begged by his vice president and a number of his colleagues on the Republican side as well to do something, to call for a stop, to end it. Instead, they talked about these people being patriots and great patrons of America. In fact, he says he'll not forgive them for what they've done. They've been convicted. He says he wants to commute their sentences and say that no. But he went to every single court in the nation. I don't know how many cases, scores of cases, including the Supreme Court, and they said, no, this guy is responsible for doing what was done. He did do a damn thing, and these people should be in jail, and they should be the ones who are being held accountable. And he wants to let them all out, and now he says if he loses again, such a whiner that he is, that it could be a bloodbath.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
What they've done to some people that are so innocent, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. What you have done, how you've destroyed the lives of so many people. When they ripped down Portland, when they ripped down many other cities, you go to Minnesota, Minneapolis, what they've done there with the fires all over the city. If I didn't bring in the National Guard, that city would have been destroyed. When you look at all of they took over big chunks of Seattle. I was all set to bring in the National Guard. They heard that. They saw them coming, and they left immediately. What he said about this whole subject is so off. Peacefully patriotic. One other thing. The Unselect Committee, which is basically two horrible Republicans that are all gone now, out of office, and Democrats, all Democrats, they destroyed and deleted all of the information they found because they found out we were right. We were right. And they deleted and destroyed all of the information. They should go to jail for that. If a Republican did that, they'd go to jail.
Thank you, President Trump. President Biden, I want to give you a minute.
The only person on this stage is a convicted felon is the man I'm looking at.
He looked at him, too. He looked over.
What he's telling you is simply not true. The fact is that there was no effort on his part to stop what was going on up in Capitol Hill. And all those people, every one of those who were convicted, deserves to be convicted. The idea that they didn't kill somebody, just went in and broke down doors, broke the windows, occupied offices, turned over desks, turned them over statues. The idea that those people are patriots? Come on. When I asked him the first two debates we had, first time around, I said, will you denounce the Proud Boys? He said, no, I'll tell them to stand by. The idea he's refusing, will you denounce these guys? Will you denounce the people we're talking about now? Will you denounce the people who attacked that Capitol? What are you going to do?
I'm going to give
Trump never looks at him.
Minute, President Trump, for a follow-up question I have. After a jury convicted you of 34 felonies last month, you said if reelected, you would, quote, have every right to go after, unquote, your political opponents. You just talked about members of the Select Committee on January 6th going to jail.
Why are they still talking about this, man?
Standing on stage with you tonight. Can you clarify exactly what it means about you feeling you have every right to go after your political opponents?
Well, I said my retribution is going to be success. We're going to make this country successful again, because right now it's a failing nation. My retribution is going to be success. But when he talks about a convicted felon, his son is a convicted felon.
There it is.
At a very high level. His son is convicted. Going to be convicted probably numerous other times.
You say your son
Should
worse
have been
than me,
convicted
pal?
before, but his Justice Department let the statute of limitations lapse on the most important things. But he could be a convicted felon as soon as he gets out of office. Joe could be a convicted felon with all of the things that he's done. He's done horrible things. All of the death caused at the border, telling the Ukrainian people that we're going to want $1 billion or you change the prosecutor. Otherwise, you're not getting $1 billion. If I ever said that, that's quid pro quo. That we're not going to do anything. We're not going to give you $1 billion unless you change your prosecutor having to do with the son. This man is a criminal. This man, you're lucky. You're lucky. I did nothing wrong. We'd have a system that was rigged and disgusting. I did nothing wrong.
Thank you, President Trump. President Biden, you have said, I'm coming right to you, sir.
We looked at him.
Well, you want to respond? Go ahead. I'll give you a minute to respond.
The idea that I did anything wrong relative to what you're talking about is outrageous. It's simply a lie, number one. Number two, the idea that you have a right to seek retribution against any American just because you're president is wrong. It's simply wrong. No president's ever spoken like that before. No president in our history has spoken like that before. Number three, the crimes that you are still charged with, and think of all the civil penalties you have. How many billions of dollars do you owe in civil penalties for molesting a woman in public, for doing a whole range of things, of having sex with a porn star on the night while your wife was pregnant? I mean, what are you talking about?
Hey, he smiled. He said, "Yeah, I did that shit." He smiled. He
I
said,
didn't have
"Yeah."
sex with a porn star, number one. Number two, that was a case that was started and moved. They moved a high-ranking official, a DOJ, into the Manhattan DA's office to start that case. That case is going to be appealed and won. We had a very terrible judge, a horrible judge, Democrat. The prosecutor were all high-ranking Democrats appointed
Bro,
people.
they stopped talking about
both
issues
the
like
civil
20 minutes ago.
and
It's
the
just been
criminal. He
just whatever
basically
this
went
is,
after
dude.
his political opponent.
Can we get back
because
to
he
some
thought he was going
issues?
to damage me. But when the public found out about these cases, because they understand it better than he does, he has no idea what these cases are. But when they found out about these cases, you know what they did? My poll numbers went up, way up. You know that because you're reporting it. And we took in more money in the last 2 weeks than we've ever taken in the history of any campaign. I don't think any campaign has ever taken. Hundreds of millions of dollars came pouring in because the public knows it's a scam, and it's a guy that's after his political opponent because he can't win fair and square.
Thank you, President Trump. President Biden, you have said, quote, Donald Trump and his MAGA Republicans are determined to destroy American democracy. Do you believe that the tens of millions of Americans who are likely to vote for President Trump will be voting against American democracy?
The more they know about what he's done, yes. The more they know about what he's done. And there's a lot more coming. He's got a lot of cases down the road coming around. He's got a whole range of issues he has to face. I don't know what the juries will do, but I do know he has a real problem. And so the fact that, could you ever think you hear any president say that I'm going to seek retribution? Do you ever hear any president say that I thought Hitler had some good ideas? What got me involved around in the first place after my son had died, I decided in Iraq, because of Iraq, I said I wasn't going to run again until I saw what happened in Charlottesville, Virginia. People coming out of the woods carrying swastikas on torches, and singing the same anti-Semitic bile they sang when back in Germany. And the young woman got killed. I spoke to the mother, and they asked him, they said, what do you think of those people? The ones who got killed, the one who tried to stop it, and the ones, he said, I think they're fine people on both sides. What American president would ever say, Nazis coming out of fields, carrying torches, singing the same anti-Semitic bile, carrying swastikas, were fine people? And this is the guy who says Hitler's done some good things. I'd like to know what they are. Good things Hitler's done, that's what he said. This guy has no sense of American democracy.
President Trump.
Jake, both of you know that story has been totally wiped out, because when you see the sentence, it said 100% exoneration on that. So he just keeps it going. He says he ran because of Charlottesville. He didn't run because of Charlottesville. He ran because it was his last chance. He's not equipped to be president. You know it, and I know it. It's ridiculous. We have a debate. We're trying to justify his presidency. His presidency, he's without question the worst president, the worst presidency in the history of our country. We shouldn't be having a debate about it. There's nothing to debate. He made up the Charlottesville story, and you'll see it's debunked all over the place. Every anchor every reasonable anchor has debunked it. And just the other day it came out where it was fully debunked. It's a nonsense story. He knows that, and he didn't run because of Charlottesville. He used that as an excuse to run.
President Biden?
And debunk. It happened. All you have to do is listen to what was said at the time. And the idea that somehow that's the only reason I ran. I ran because I was worried a guy like this guy could get elected. If he thought they were good people coming out of that forest, carrying those.
Can we talk about some issues, or what's going on?
Didn't deserve to be president at all. And the idea that he's talking about all this being fabricated, we saw with our own eyes. We saw what happened on January 6th. We saw the people breaking through the windows. We saw people occupying his own vice president. Look, there's a reason why 40 of his 44 top cabinet officers refused to endorse him this time. His vice president hasn't endorsed him this time. So why? Why? They know him well. They serve with him. Why are they not endorsing him?
Thank you, President Biden. We're going to be right back with more.
Oh, we get a
CNN
break. Thank God.
Presidential debate.
Dude, they gotta actually talk about some issues or something, dude. They just been talking about bullshit for 30 minutes. How long is this break? I want to get something to eat. What do they play in between? We can't get something in between. Let me put something on.
Coming up, our series. Wait a minute. Tom, is that you working the camera?
Keep leaning out of your close-up.
What's your gay ass ads, man? Hold on.
Your morning routine
Anyone know how long the break will be? Like 5 minutes or something? It's getting late for these old fucks. They gotta bring it back quick. Dude, they gonna go to bed. Let's see if we got something in between. Let's see if we bring something from my guy. Let me see if he got a quick vid for us. He ain't posted in a month. He might be dead. Let's see. Trash. It's all trash. All trash. I'm trying to see if we get a quick vid somewhere, but this is all fucking trash. Sisters. Lame as fuck. This all looks trash. I might just leave it. I'll try to have something rather than these ads, but
An original.
they're just spamming ads. Hold on. Get something else. We could try. You want to try the fuckboy one? This is probably gonna be terrible, but Jubilee actually usually does a better job than like Nectar, so it might be decent. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, let this play for
basketball.
It's probably terrible.
Is women in that category too?
We'll see.
No.
Oh, wait, does it have a chorus?
No, none of that.
Let me just get something.
What's up, America? This is Nut. You might recognize me from some of the other videos that I was in.
Hi, my name is Linda Dong. I am a comedy content creator on Instagram. I do a lot of crazy toxic girl content.
Hi, I'm Jess. I'm an actor and also a social media strategist.
I feel like you guys are probably a better judge of the definition.
I feel like I'm gonna go off by experience. For me, because I make my own skits, I always have to cast people in them, and so there are certain types of looks, like if you have tattoos or if you you look kind of cool.
How is this?
I think you're an F-boy. 1 out of 10. I think I'm a 10.
Like the best.
Yeah, like the spider sense vibes of a boy.
I've been on some bad dates in my life, but I feel like somehow I've always
they got this
dodged
show in here.
the F-boys. So I think my gut feeling must be pretty good.
Okay.
But I'm not confident that I'm a 10. I think maybe I'm a 6. I'm maybe in the middle. What is an F-boy to you?
I don't know.
Oh, to me, an F-boy is kind of like a Pokemon trainer. Someone who's trying to catch them all.
All right.
Let's
Yeah, he's trying to catch them all. He has Pikachu. Why are you trying to go out here trying to catch everything?
Let's start
Dave.com/legal. Eligibility criteria, FDIC.
All right, here we go.
So, are you ready?
No.
I feel ready. I'm so excited.
Just keep coming.
Okay.
Is someone keeping track? Oh, it's back. It's back. I was about to say they can't have that long of a break.
Face again in a second term. President Biden, While black unemployment dropped to a record low under your
finally got a new
presidency,
question.
black families still earned far less than white families. Black mothers are still 3 times more likely to die for pregnancy-related causes. And black Americans are imprisoned at 5 times the rate of white Americans. What do you say to black voters who are disappointed that you haven't made more progress?
They acknowledge they made a lot of progress, number one. The fact of the matter is there are more small black businesses that have been started than any time in history. Number two, the wages of black unemployment is the lowest level it's been in a long, long time. Number three, we're providing housing for black Americans and dealing with the segregation that exists among these corporations that collude to keep people out of their houses. And in addition to that, we find that the impact on the choice that black families have to make relative to child care is incredibly difficult. When we did the first major piece of legislation in the past, I was able to reduce black child care costs. I cut them in half. We got to make sure we provide for child care costs. We got to make sure, because when you provide those child care protections, you increase economic growth because more people can be in the job market. So there's more to be done, considerably more to be done. But we've done a great deal so far, and I'm not letting up, and they know it.
You have 49 seconds left. What do you say to black voters who are disappointed with the progress so far?
I say I don't blame them for being disappointed. Inflation is still hurting them badly. For example, I provided for the idea that any black family, first-time home buyer, should get a $10,000 tax credit to be able to buy their first home so they can get started. I made sure that we're in a situation where all those black families and those black individuals who provided had to take out student loans that were ballooning, that if they were engaged
do I qualify for that?
Anything having to do with volunteerism, if they paid their bills for 10 years on their student debt, all the rest is forgiven after 10 years. Millions have benefited from that, and we're going to do a whole lot more for black families.
Thank you, President Trump.
And he caused the inflation. He's blaming inflation, and he's right, it's been very bad. He caused the inflation, and it's killing black families and Hispanic families and just about everybody. It's killing people. They can't buy groceries anymore. They can't. You look at the cost of food where it's doubled and tripled and quadrupled. They can't live. They're not living anymore. He caused this inflation. I gave him a country with essentially no inflation.
Doesn't all this should affect everybody?
So good. All he had to do is leave it alone.
Why is it being focused on black
with
people?
his Green New Scam and all this money that's being thrown out the window. He caused inflation. As sure as you're sitting there, the fact is that his big kill on the black people is the millions of people that he's allowed to come in through the border. They're taking black jobs now, and it could be 18, it could be 19, and even 20 million people. They're taking black jobs, and they're taking Hispanic jobs, and you haven't seen it yet, but you're going to see something that's going to be the worst in our history.
Thank you. President Biden?
There was no inflation when I became president. You know why? The economy was flat on its back. 50%
What is a black job?
He decimated the economy, absolutely decimated the economy. That's why there was no inflation at the time. There were no jobs. We provided thousands of millions of jobs for individuals who are in all communities, including minority communities. We made sure that they have health insurance. We have covered, the ACA has increased. I made sure that they're $8,000 per person in a family to get written off for health care. But this guy wants to eliminate that. They've tried 50 times. He wants to get rid of the ACA again, and they're going to try again if they win. You find ourselves in a position where the idea that we're not doing anything, we put more police on the street than any administration has. He wants to cut the cops. We're providing for equity and making sure people have a shot.
Wait, am I the only one streaming this?
There's a lot going
Are you
on.
not allowed to?
Inflation, he caused it.
I thought you'd certainly be allowed to. Is Hassan not streaming this? That fool got to be streaming this.
Pandemic.
Thank you. Another persistent challenge is the climate crisis. 2023 was the highest year in recorded history, and communities across
that's his Super
the
Bowl
country
right now.
are confronting the devastating effects of extreme heat, intensifying wildfires, stronger hurricanes, and rising sea levels. Former President Trump, you've vowed to end your opponent's climate initiatives, but will you take any action as president to slow the climate crisis?
Well, let me just
I
go
feel
back
like
to what he
Hassan's
said
probably the
about
only one actually
police.
trying to analyze it.
How close the police
Everyone else
are
just
there.
laughing.
Almost every police group in the nation from every state is supporting Donald J. Trump. Almost every police group. And what he's done to the black population is horrible, including the fact that for 10 years he called them super predators. We can't, in the 1990s, we can't forget that. Super predators was his name, and he called it to them, and they've taken great offense at it, and now they see it happening. But when they see what I did for criminal justice reform and for the historically black colleges and universities, where I funded them and got them all funded, and the opportunity zones with Tim, as you know, Tim Scott was incredible. He did a great job, great senator from South Carolina. He came to me with the idea, and it was a great idea. It's one of the most successful economic development acts ever in the country, opportunity zones. And the biggest beneficiary are blacks. And that's why we have the best numbers with them in maybe ever. They're saying ever. I read this morning where ever, the best numbers. He's lost much of the black population because he's done a horrible job for black people. He's also done a horrible job for Hispanics. But wait till you see these millions of people pouring into our country, and they're going to take the jobs, and it's already started, and you haven't seen anything yet. It's a disaster.
38 seconds left. President Trump, will you take any action as president to slow the climate crisis?
So I want absolutely immaculate clean water, and I want absolutely clean air, and we had it. We had H2O. We had the best numbers ever, and we were using all forms of energy, all forms, everything. And yet, during my 4 years, I had the best environmental numbers ever. And my top environmental people gave me that statistic just before I walked on the stage, actually.
I don't know where the hell he's been. The idea that anything he said is true. I've passed the most extensive,
Buddy said they are taking Hispanic jobs. Nobody trying to be a janitor. Love Lee Wan.
We find ourselves, and by the way, black colleges. I came up with $15 billion for HBCUs, historic black universities and colleges, because they don't have
Too much on the left.
Contributors that they have.
Dude, I don't control that. Go ask CNN.
Laboratories and the like. Any black student is capable in college of doing any white student can do. They just don't have the money. But now they'll be able to get those jobs in high tech. We're in a situation where the idea that he is claiming to have done something that had the cleanest water, he hadn't done a damn thing for the environment. He pulled out of the Paris Peace Accord, Climate Accord. I immediately joined it because if we reach 1.5 degrees Celsius at any one point, there's no way back. The only existential threat to humanity is climate change, and he didn't do a damn thing about it. He must undo all that I've done.
The Paris Accord was going to cost us $1 trillion, and China nothing, and Russia nothing, and India nothing. It was a ripoff of the United States. And I ended it because I didn't want to waste that money because they treat us horribly. We were the only ones. It was costing us money. Nobody else was paying into it. And it was a disaster. But everything that he said just now, I'll give you an example. I heard him say before insulin. I'm the one that got the insulin down for the seniors. I took care of the seniors. What he's doing is destroying all of our medical programs because the migrants coming in, they want everybody. And look, I have the biggest heart on the stage, I guarantee you that. And I want to take care of people. But we're destroying our country. They're taking over our schools, our hospitals, and they're going to be taking over Social Security. He is destroying Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid.
The idea is that we, in fact, we were the only ones of consequence. We're not members of the Paris Accord. How can we do anything if we're not able to? The United States can't get us under control. One of the largest polluters in the world, number one. We're making significant progress. By 2035, we will have cut pollution in half.
2035.
We've made significant progress.
Are you going to be here?
And we're continuing to make progress. We set up a climate corps for thousands of young people to learn how to deal with climate, just like the Peace Corps. And we're moving in directions that are going to significantly change the elements of cause of pollution. But the idea that he claims that he has the biggest heart up here and he's really concerned about pollution and about climate, I've not seen any indication of that. And by the way, with regard to prescription drugs, one company agreed that they would reduce the price to $35, which I was calling for, one, voluntarily. I made sure every company in the world, every pharmaceutical company, cannot have to pay.
Thank you.
And by the way...
Hey, we could cut them off.
So every day, millions of Americans struggle just to make ends meet. For many older Americans, Social Security provides a critical lifeline. President Biden, if nothing is done to Social Security, seniors will see their benefits cut in just over 10 years. Will you name tonight one
I ain't seen that
specific
shit. Quit
step
taking
you're
that shit
willing
out
to
my
take to
fucking
keep
check for
Social
real?
Security solvent?
Yes, make the very wealthy begin to pay their fair share. Right now, everybody making under $170,000 pays 6% of their income, of their paycheck, every single time they get a paycheck from the time the first one they get when they're 18 years old. The idea that they're going to, I'm proposing that everybody, they pay, the millionaires pay 1%. So no one I would not raise the cost of Social Security for anybody under $400,000. After that, I began to make the wealthy begin to pay their fair share by increasing from 1% beyond to be able to guarantee the program for life.
So you still have 82 seconds left. Are there any other measures that you think that would be able to help keep Social Security solvent, or is that one enough?
Well, no, that one enough will keep it solvent, but the biggest thing will do it if we defeat this man, because he wants to keep Social Security. He thinks there's plenty to cut in Social Security.
Oh, God, get rid of that
He's
shit.
going to cut Social Security and Medicare, both times. And and if you look at the program put forward by the House Republican caucus that I believe supports, is in fact want to cut it as well. The idea that we don't need to protect our seniors is ridiculous. And by the way, the American public has greater health care coverage today than ever before. And on the ACA, as I said, we're in a circumstance where 400,000 people, 40 million people would not have insurance because they have a pre-existing condition. The only thing that allows them to have that insurance is the fact that they, in fact, are part of the ACA. And by the way, the other thing is, we're in a situation where we talk about education for black communities. I've raised the amount of money for Pell Grants by another $8,000. So anybody making under $70,000 a year is going to be able to get $15,000 towards their tuition. He just doesn't know what he's talking about.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump.
So I've dealt with politicians all my life. I've been on this side of the equation for the last 8 years. I've never seen anybody lie like this guy. He lies. I've never seen it. He can look you in the face. About so many other things, too. And we mentioned the laptop. We mentioned Russia, Ukraine. Everything he does is a lie. It's misinformation and disinformation. The losers and suckers story that he made up is a total lie on the military. It's a disgrace. But Social Security, he's destroying it, because millions of people are pouring into our country, and they're putting them onto Social Security, they're putting them onto Medicare, Medicaid, they're putting them in our hospitals, they're taking the place of our citizens. What they're doing to the VA, to our veterans, is unbelievable. Our veterans are living in the street, and these people are living in luxury hotels. He doesn't know what he's doing, and it's really coming back. I've never seen such anger in our country before.
President Biden?
The idea that veterans are not being taken care of, I told you before. And by the way, when I said suckers and losers, he acknowledged after that he fired that general. That general got fired because he's the one that acknowledged that that's what he said. He was the one standing with Trump when he said it, number one. Number two, the idea that we're going to be in a situation where all these millions and millions, the way he talks about it, illegal aliens are coming into the country and taking away our jobs. There's a reason why we have the fastest growing economy in the world, the reason why we have the most successful economy in the world. We're doing better than any other nation in the world. And by the way, those 15 Nobel laureates he talked about being phony, those 15 Nobel laureates, economists, they all said that if Trump is reelected, we're likely to have a recession, and inflation is going to increasingly go up. And by the way, worst president in history, 159 presidential scholars voted him the worst president in the history of the United States of America.
President Biden, thank you so much. Let's turn to the cost of child care, which many American families struggle to afford. President Trump, both you and President Biden have tried to address this issue. But the average cost of child care in this country has risen to more than $11,000 a year per child. For many families, the cost of child care for 2 children is more than their rent. In your second term, what would you do to make child care more affordable?
Just to go back, the general got fired because he was no good. And if he said that, that's why he made it up. But we have 19 people that said I didn't say it, and they're very highly respected, much more so than him. The other thing is, he doesn't fire people. He never fired people. I've never seen him fire anybody. I did fire.
They never talk about nothing they're asked.
I fired a lot of the top people at the FBI, drained the swamp. They were no good. Not easy to fire people. You'd pay a price for it, but they were no good. I inherited these people. I didn't put him there. I didn't put Comey there. He was no good. I fired him. This guy hasn't fired anybody. He never fires. He should have fired every military man that was involved with that the Afghanistan horror show, the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. He didn't fire. Did you fire anybody? Did you fire anybody that's on the border that's allowed us to have the worst border in the history of the world? Did anybody get fired for allowing 18 million people, many from prisons, many from mental institutions?
Okay,
did you fire anybody that allowed our country to be destroyed?
The guy that asked the question, he doubled down on. He asked him again. Our country is being
destroyed as you and I sit up here and waste a lot of time on this debate. This shouldn't be a debate. He is the worst president. He just said about me because I said it. Look, he's the worst president in the history of our country.
They both talk about the other guy's the worst president ever.
Now all of a sudden he's trying to get a little tough on the border. He came out with a nothing deal, and it reduced it a little bit, like this much. It's insignificant. He wants open borders. He wants our country to either be destroyed or he wants to pick up those people as voters, and I don't think we just can't let it happen. If he wins this election, our country doesn't have a chance, not even a chance, of coming out of this rut. We probably won't have a country left anymore. That's how bad it is. He is the worst in history by far.
Thank you, President Trump. President Biden?
We're the most admired country in the world.
Anything about the child care or no?
There's nothing beyond our capacity. We have the finest military in the history of the world.
Maybe
the
next
finest
time.
in the history of the world. No one thinks we're weak. No one wants to screw around with us. Nobody. Number one. Number two, the idea that we're talking about worst presidents. I wasn't joking. Look it up or go online.
Oh my God. All right, we get it, man. You think he's the worst, he thinks you're the worst.
They've had meetings and they voted.
Can we answer any questions, man?
In American history. One through best to worst. They said he was the worst in all of American history. That's a fact. That's not conjecture. He can argue they're wrong, but that's what they voted. The idea that he is doing anything to deal with child care. He did for virtually nothing with child care. We should significantly increase the child care tax credit. We should significantly increase the availability of women and men or single parents to be able to go back to work. And we should encourage businesses to have.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump, the question was about.
He was trying to answer it finally, and they cut him off.
Just so you understand, we have polling, we have other things that they rate him the worst. Because
oh my God! Please answer.
I will show you. And they're one of the best. Okay. And if I'm given another 4 years, I will be the best. I think I'll be the best. Nobody's ever.
Please, dear God, just answer the question.
Nobody ever cut taxes like us. He's no. He wants to raise your taxes by 4 times.
What the fuck?
He wants to raise everybody's taxes by 4 times. He wants the Trump tax cuts to expire, so everybody, including the 2 of you, are going to pay 4 to 5 times. Nobody ever heard of this before. All my life, I'd grow up and I'd see politicians talking about cutting taxes. When we cut taxes, as I said, we did more business. Apple and all these companies, they were bringing money back into our country. The worst president in history by far, and everybody knows it.
Oh, my God.
President Biden?
Look, the fact of the matter is that he's dead wrong about. He will increase the taxes on middle-class people. I said I'd never raise a tax on anybody making less than $400,000. I didn't. But this tariff is 10% tariffs. Everything coming into the country, you know what the economists say? That's going to cost the average American $2,500 a year more because they're going to have to pay the difference in food and all the things that were imported. Number two, he's in a situation where he talks about how he has not raised, he's somehow helped the middle class. Middle class have been devastated by you. Now you want a new tax cut of $5 trillion over the next 10 years, which is going to fundamentally bankrupt the country. You had the largest deficit of any president in American history, number one. Number two, you have not, in fact, made any contact, any progress with China. We are the lowest trade deficit with China since 2010.
Thank you, President Biden. Thank you, President Biden. Let's discuss an epidemic impacting
He gave
millions
up.
of Americans.
He didn't want to
Both
ask.
of
He
you
gave
have
up
made
on
a
the
top
question.
priority in
He
your
didn't even
first
ask him
term,
again.
The opioid crisis.
He moved
And for
on.
both of you, the number of overdose deaths in this country has gone up. Under your term, it went up. Under your term, it has gone up. Former President Trump, despite the efforts that both of you have made, more than 100,000 Americans are dying from overdoses every year, primarily from fentanyl and other opioids. What will you do to help Americans right now in the throes of addiction who are struggling to get the treatment they need?
To finish up, we now have the largest deficit in the history of our country under this guy.
Brother,
we have the largest deficit with China. He gets paid by China. He's a Manchurian candidate. He gets money from China. So I think he's afraid to deal with him or something. But do you notice he never took out my tariffs because we bring in so much money with the tariffs that are imposed on China. He never took them away. He can't because it's too much money. It's tremendous. And we saved our steel industries, and there was more to come. But he hasn't done that. But he hasn't cut the tariffs because he can't, because it's too much money. But he's got the largest deficit in the history of our country, and he's got the worst situation with China. China's going to own us if you keep allowing them to do what they're doing to us as a country. They are killing us as a country, Joe, and you can't let that happen. You're destroying our country.
So, President Trump, you have 67 seconds left. The question was, what are you going to do to help Americans in the throes of addiction right now who are struggling to get the treatment they need?
Jake, we were doing very well at addiction until the COVID came along. We had 2.5, almost 3 years of like nobody's ever had before, any country, in every way. And then we had to get tough, and it was the drugs pouring across the border it started to increase. We got great equipment. We bought the certain dog that's the most incredible thing that you've ever seen, the way they can spot it. We did a lot, and we were getting very low numbers, very, very low numbers. Then he came along. The numbers, have you seen the numbers now? It's not only the 18 million people that I believe is even low, because the gotaways, they don't even talk about gotaways. But the numbers of the amount of drugs and human trafficking in women coming across our border, the worst thing I've ever seen, at numbers that nobody's ever seen under him because the border's so bad. But the number of drugs coming across our border now is the largest we've ever had by far.
President Trump, thank you. President Biden?
Fentanyl and the byproducts of fentanyl went down for a while. And I wanted to make sure we use the machinery that can detect fentanyl, these big machines that roll over everything that comes across the border. And it costs a lot of money. That was part of this deal we put together, this bipartisan deal. More fentanyl machines, more be able to detect drugs, more numbers of agents, more numbers of all the people at the border. And when we had that deal done, he called his Republican colleagues, said, "Don't do it. It's going to hurt me politically." No, he never argued it's not a good bill. It's a really good bill. We need those machines. We need those machines. And we're coming down very hard in every country in Asia in terms of precursors for fentanyl. And Mexico is working with us to make sure they don't have the technology to be able to put it together. That's what we have to do. We need those machines.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump, and again, the question is about Americans in the throes of addiction right now, struggling to get the treatment they need.
Well, because this does pertain to it. He ended Remain in Mexico. He ended catch and release. I made it catch and release in Mexico, not catch and release here. We had so many things that we had done, hard negotiations with Mexico, and I got it all for nothing. It's just like when you have a hostage. We always pay $6 billion for a hostage. Every time we say it's a hostage. Now we have a hostage, a Wall Street Journal reporter, I think a good guy, and he's over there because Putin is laughing at this guy, probably asking for billions of dollars for the reporter. I will have him out very quickly as soon as I take office. Before I take office, I said by literally as soon as I win the election, I will have that reporter out. He should have had him out a long time ago, but Putin's probably asking for billions and billions of dollars because this guy pays it every time. In 2 cases, we paid $6 billion for 5 people.
I got 58 people out, and I paid essentially nothing.
Oh, my God.
Thank you, President Trump. Dana?
Let's turn to concerns that voters
They
have about
They didn't
each
even
of
ask
you.
for a response.
President Biden, you would be 86 at the end of your second term. How do you address concerns about your capability to handle the toughest job in the world well into your 80s?
Well, first of all, I spent half my career being criticized being the youngest person in politics. I was the second youngest person ever elected to the United States Senate, and now I'm the oldest. This guy's 3 years younger, a lot less competent. I think that just look at the record. Look at what I've done. Look how I've turned around the horrible situation he left me. As I said, 15 million new jobs, 800,000 manufacturing jobs, more investment in America, over billions of dollars in private investment in enterprises that we are growing. By the way, we brought an awful lot of people. The whole idea of computer chips, we used to have 40% of the market. We invented those chips, and we lost it because he was sending people to find the cheapest jobs overseas and to bring home a product. So I went to South Korea. I convinced Samsung to invest billions of dollars here in the United States. And guess what? Those fabs, they call to build these chips, those fabs pay over $100,000. You don't need a college degree for them. And there's billions, about $40 billion already being invested and being built right now in the United States, creating significant jobs for Americans from all over the world.
President Biden, you have 40 seconds left. Would you like to add anything?
Yeah, I would. The idea that somehow we are this failing country. I never heard a president talk like this before. We're the envy of the world. Name me a single major country president who wouldn't trade places with the United States of America for all our problems and all our opportunities. We're the most progressive country in the world in getting things done. We're the strongest country in the world. We're a country in the world who keeps our word, and everybody trusts us, all of our allies, and those who he coddles up to, from Kim Jong-un, he sends love letters to, and Putin, etc. They don't want to screw around with us.
Thank you. Former President Trump, to follow up, you would be 82 at the end of your second term. What do you say to voters who have concerns about your capabilities to serve?
Well, I took 2 tests, cognitive tests. I aced them, both of them, as you know. We made it public.
Why'd he laugh?
I'd like to see him take one, just one. Like go through the first 5 questions. He couldn't do it. I took 2 cognitive tests. I took physical exams every year. And, we knock on wood wherever we may have wood, that I'm in very good health. I just won 2 club championships, not even senior, 2 regular club championships. To do that, you have to be quite smart, and you have to be able to hit the ball a long way. And I do it. He doesn't do it. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. He challenged me to a golf match. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. I think.
Oh God, I need to see these two on the golf course.
In good shape as I was.
Hey,
25,
stream that.
30 years ago. Actually,
that
I'm
would do
probably
numbers.
A little bit lighter, but I'm in as good a shape as I was years ago. I feel very good. I feel the same. But I was willing to take a cognitive test, and you know what? If I didn't do well, I aced them. Dr. Ronnie Jackson, who's a great guy when he was White House doctor, and then I took another one, a similar one, and one of them said they've never seen anybody ace him.
Thank you. President Biden?
You can see he is 6'5" and only 223 pounds, or 235 pounds.
What?
Well, you said 6'4", 200.
What's happening?
Anyway, that's what anyway.
What?
Just take a look at what he says he is, and take a look at what he is. Look, I'd be happy to have a driving contest with him. The reason I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. But by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf if you carry your own bag. Think you can do it?
It was a 6 handicap of all.
I was at 8 handicap.
Dude, what are these 2 fucking retards saying?
Let's not act like children.
President Trump, we're going to turn
Let's not act like children.
to a specific concern.
What the fuck is going on?
Will you pledge tonight that once all legal challenges have been exhausted, that you will accept the results of this election, regardless of who wins, and you will say right now that political violence in any form is unacceptable?
Well, I shouldn't have to say that, but of course I believe that. It's totally unacceptable. And if you would see my statements that I made on Twitter at the time, And also my statement that I made in the Rose Garden, you would say it's one of the strongest statements you've ever seen. In addition to the speech I made in front of, I believe, the largest crowd I've ever spoken to. And I will tell you, nobody ever talks about that. They talk about a relatively small number of people that went to the Capitol and in many cases were ushered in by the police. And as Nancy Pelosi said, it was her responsibility, not mine. She said that loud and clear. But the answer is, if the election is fair, free, and I want that more than anybody. And I'll tell you something. I wish he was a great president, because I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be at one of my many places enjoying myself. I wouldn't be under indictment because I wouldn't have been his political opponent, because he indicted me because I was his opponent. I wish he was a great president. I would rather have that. I wouldn't be here. I don't mind being here. But the only reason I'm here is he's so bad as a president that I'm going to make America great again. We're going to make America great again. We're a failing nation right now. We're a seriously failing nation. And we're a failing nation because of him. His policies are so bad. His military policies are insane. They're insane. These are wars that will never end with him. He will drive us into World War III, and we're closer to World War III than anybody can imagine. We are very, very close to World War III, and he's driving us there. And Kim Jong-un and President Xi of China, Kim Jong-un of North Korea, all of these, Putin, they don't respect him. They don't fear him. They have nothing going with this gentleman, and he's going to drive us into World War III.
You want a World War III, let him follow and win, and let Putin say, do what you want, NATO. Just do what you want. There's a thing called Article 5. An attack on one is an attack on all, and required response. The idea, I can't think of a single major leader in the world who wouldn't trade places with the job I've done and what they've done. Because we are a powerful nation. We have wonderful things. It's because of the people, not me. It's because of the American people. They're capable of anything, and they step up when they're needed. And right now, we're needed. We're needed to protect the world because of our own safety is at stake. And again, you want to have a war, just let Putin go ahead and take Kyiv, make sure they move on, see what happens in Poland, Hungary, and other places along that border. Then you have a war.
President Trump, as I come back to you for a follow-up, the question was, will you accept the results of this election, regardless of who wins?
Just to finish what he said, if I might, Russia, they took a lot of land from Bush. They took a lot of land from Obama and Biden. They took no land, nothing from Trump, nothing. He knew not to do it. He's not going to play games with me. He knew that. I got along with him very well, but he knew not to play games. He took nothing from me. But now he's going to take the whole thing from this man right here. That's a war that should have never started. It would have never started, ever, with me. And he's going to take Ukraine. And, you know, you asked me a question before, would you do this? He's got us in such a bad position right now with Ukraine and Russia. Because Ukraine's not winning that war. He said, I will never settle until such time. They're running out of people. They're running out of soldiers. They've lost so many people. It's so sad. They've lost so many people, and they've lost those gorgeous cities with the golden domes that are 1,000 years old, all because of him and stupid decisions. Russia would have never attacked if I were president.
President Trump, the question was, will you accept the results of the election, regardless of who wins? Yes or no, please.
If it's a fair and legal and good election, absolutely. I would have much rather accepted these. But the fraud and everything else was ridiculous. And if you want, we'll have a news conference on it in a week. Or we'll have another one of these in a week. But I will absolutely, there's nothing I'd rather do. It would be much easier for me to do that than I'm running again. I wasn't really going to run until I saw the horrible job he did. He's destroying our country. I would be very happy to be someplace else, in a nice location someplace. And again, no indictments, no political opponent stuff, because it's the only way he thinks he can win. But unfortunately, it's driven up my numbers and driven them up to a very high level because the people understand it.
Well, let's see what your numbers are when this election is over. Let's see. You're a whiner. When you lost the first time, you continued, you appealed and appealed to courts all across the country. Not one single court in America said any of your claims had any merit. State or local, none. But you continue to provoke this lie about somehow there's all this misrepresentation, all this stealing. There is no evidence of that at all. And I tell you what, I doubt whether you'll accept it because you're such a whiner. The idea if you lose again, you accepting anything, you can't stand the loss. Something snapped in you when you lost the last time.
We'll be right back with more from the CNN presidential debate, live from Georgia.
Okay, we have another break. This has been fucking... How much longer is this? You said it was an hour and a half? When did this start? It's been like an hour, hasn't it? No, it's been like an hour and a half. When did this start? 8, right? It's 9:30. Is this almost done?
On our places, bright shiny faces.
When you wake up in the morning, we want to be your go-to team. Nate has one of the quickest minds I've ever seen.
Tony has a way of making people feel comfortable.
Gail has this unbelievable knack to ask the question that
I went
you're
to Twitter.
asking.
Hold on.
I've been told I can talk to a tree, and that's pretty much true.
I don't go to work in the morning.
Remember they were
I go
both
for
saying
coffee
about
with my
some
two good
Border
friends,
Patrol
and we
was
talk
backing
about
them
the
or
world.
something.
Your
The
morning
Border
routine
Patrol account
just
said,
got
hey, we don't
better.
fuck with you.
CBS Mornings, weekdays at
Does
7.
it make accounts? I didn't look at it.
It didn't seem like anything could happen. Because nothing ever happens in East Palestine. But it did.
Oh yeah, look. Border Patrol Union. This is a real account. Official Union of the U.S. Border Patrol.
From 5 derailed train cars.
It says, to be clear, we never have and never will endorse Biden.
No, ma'am.
This neighborhood's not safe no more.
We can assure the community that there's not.
That's like, hey, someone gotta feed that to Trump right now. You gotta bring that up.
These various symptoms of bloody noses.
You gotta say, hey, 30 minutes ago you said they endorsed you. And right here there's a tweet where they said they don't fuck with you, dude. That would be a great addition. Here, I'll pull it up. Hold on. I'll pull the tweet. What is this account? Border Patrol Union. Yeah. I don't know, they tweeted, I guess, right when he said it. This shit going crazy. That's a tough look. Hey, that's a tough look. That's tough. Dude, that's the problem with half this shit, dude. I don't know what's true and not true. They just be, I just don't even care what they're saying, dude. They all just be saying shit. So I don't even care. I'm just here to laugh, man.
Within ourselves to be who we want to be and brighten your day.
The best part of fame is making people feel good. Always send the people home happy.
Make every day a little more like Sunday morning.
Here comes the sun.
Stream now on the free CBS News app.
Oh, see what's going on Twitter, dude. How do I look at like? Wait, you think Biden has a tweet? They might have someone tweet off his account. Let's see. Do I follow this guy? Yeah, someone's tweeting off his account right now. He's just tweeting like bullshit. Wait, there's another account. There's an actual like president account. I think I followed this one. I ain't followed this one shit either. That one's not tweeting.
Has to happen. That's the role of Face the Nation, to focus on the issues at hand, and that means a civil conversation with perspective.
Wait, I have a good pick. Hold on. Well, let me tweet this out. Oh, it's starting right. Oh, it's closing statements time. We're done. This is the end.
Biden, you have 2 minutes.
We've made significant progress from the debacle that was left by President Trump in his last term. We find ourselves in a situation where, number one, we have to make sure that we have a fair tax system. I ask anyone out there in the audience, or anyone out watching this debate, do you think the tax system is fair? The fact is that I said Nobody even made $400,000 had a single penny increase in their taxes, and will not. And if I'm reelected, that'll be the case again. But this guy has increased your taxes because of the deficit. Number one, he's increased inflation because of the debacle he left after the way he handled the pandemic. And he finds himself in a position where he now wants to tax you more by putting a 10% tariff on everything that comes into the United States of America. What I did, when, for example, he wants to get rid of the ability of Medicare us to be able to negotiate drug pricing with the big pharma companies. Well, guess what? We got it down to $35 for insulin instead of $400. No more than $2,000 for every senior, no matter how much prescription they need. You know what that did? That reduced the federal debt by $160 billion over 10 years because the government doesn't have to pay the exorbitant prices. I'm going to make that available to every senior all along. It's happening now, and everybody in America. He wants to get rid of that. I'm going to make sure that we have child care. We're going to significantly increase the credits that people have for child care. I'm going to make sure we do something about what we're doing on lead pipes and all the things that are causing health problems for people across the country. We're going to continue to fight to bring down inflation and give people a break.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump, you now have 2 minutes for your closing statement.
Like so many politicians, this man is just a complainer. He said, we want to do this, we want to do that, we want to get rid of this tax, that tax. But he doesn't do anything. All he does is make our country unsafe by allowing millions and millions of people to pour in. Our military doesn't respect him. We look like fools in Afghanistan. We didn't stop Israel. It was such a horrible thing that would have never happened. It should have never happened. Iran was broke. Anybody that did business with Iran, including China, they couldn't do business with the United States. They all passed. Iran was broke. They had no money for Hamas or Hezbollah, for terror, no money whatsoever. Again, Ukraine should have never happened. He talks about all this stuff, but he didn't do it. For 3.5 years, we're living in hell. We have the Palestinians and we have everybody else rioting all over the place. You talk about Charlottesville. This is 100 times Charlottesville, 1,000 times. The whole country is exploding because of you, because they don't respect you, and they have to respect their president, and they don't respect you throughout the world. What we did was incredible. We rebuilt the military. We got the largest tax cut in history, the largest regulation cut in history. The reason he's got jobs is because I cut the regulations that gave jobs, but he's putting a lot of those regulations back on. All of the things that we've done, nobody's never seen anything like. Even from a medical standpoint, right to try, where we can try space-age materials instead of going to Asia or going to Europe and trying to get when you're terminally ill. Now you can go and you can get something. You sign a document. They've been trying to get it for 42 years. But you know what we did for the military was incredible. Choice for our soldiers, where our soldiers, instead of waiting for 3 months to see a doctor, can go out and get themselves fixed up and readied up and take care of themselves, and they're living. And that's why I had the highest approval rating in the history of the VA. So all of these things, we're in a failing nation, but it's not going to be failing anymore. We're going to make it great again.
Thank you, former President Trump, President Biden. Stay with us because we have full analysis of this debate. Anderson Cooper and Aaron Burnett starts now on CNN.
You think they talk to each other now with the cams off?
And so the first presidential debate of the 2024 election season.
You think they're saying something to each other right now? Surely. They gotta say something. Just a little spit. I feel like Trump gotta say something to him. Just call him a pussy or something. Okay. They're not coming back, right? That's it. I think that's it. It was a great debate. Hey, I'm down to watch these. I got zero useful information, but it was a great time, honestly. I thought it was gonna be. Well, I thought they were gonna actually answer the questions. I didn't realize they were just gonna be on some bullshit. Because I've only ever seen highlights, dude. So I'd be seeing all the bullshit. I thinking that most of it's normal. I didn't realize most of it is bullshit, and then they rarely ever speak normal. Bob, let me see. He probably has a lot to say. I wonder. He probably not live, bro. I'm telling you, he having like a whole party at his house and shit, listening to this shit, bro. I promise you, he ain't gonna be live, bro. I promise you, he's busy. I promise, that guy's having a great time right now. I'm gonna go to the gym. What time is it? 9:40. I got like 20 minutes. We can do whatever. John did. Let me see. Let's go on here. Actually, let's see what's going on. Here, I don't get. No one cares about this video. I don't care. We can watch it tomorrow if we want to. I don't care about that. Let's see what's going on here. See if we can get somebody with some good opinions. Let's see what we got. Everyone's watching this shit. Literally have to be watched this shit, bro. What the hell? Alright. What the hell do I be seeing on here, man? We gonna just ignore that one. I was like, there's no way, and then I was like, okay. I'll just be doing. Why is that the thumbnail? Can you set the thumbnail? Did he set it as that? Ew. I thought that was Antonio Brown. First, I was like, Shay full streaming. I don't even see John on here. What is this? Let me see. Oh wait, is this full on? Hold on. No, he's not on. John is on though. Was he watching it or what? Did he turn it off because it ended or what? Or did it glitch? Is it good? Oh, he got off. Well, he's moving. What do you mean he's moving? Oh, is he coming back? Well, I don't even care at this point because I don't got that much time. Is that it? Wait, hey, Trump is back on Twitter? No, he just doesn't use it. He don't tweet no more because he's mad or whatever. He is back on here though. Think he'll tweet? He didn't tweet. No, you think he'll tweet something? Let me see if Biden tweeted something out. No, he's just tweeting like. Well, there's just someone on his account just tweeting shit out for him. Let me look at the replies on this. Replies are not looking good. Yo, they killing him with the replies. Wait, do they have a clip of him playing golf? No. Is that him? Hold on. No way that's him. It went backwards.
Did he hit it?
There's no way that's him, right? Is this him? It went backwards. Hold on. Is this him? No way this is him, right?
No.
Why is he? What is going on here? No way this is him. He went like backwards. That's not him, is it? No way, that's him. There's no way that's him, bro. What the fuck did I just see? I don't think that's him, bro. This guy's gotta be trolling, bro. That shit went backwards, bro. What the fuck? I don't know what's going on, man. I don't even know what is six handicap. Like, what's like a professional? What's a pro? I don't even know I don't know how to gauge what 6 handicap even means. Pro is 0, so he's only six off like a pro, because they go negative in golf, right? You want to be negative. So 6 is like almost pro. Because, like, yeah, so, like, if they have it's 18 holes, what's, like, an average? Because it's, what, like, 3 or 4? I kind of understand golf. It's, like, so what is that, like, 18 times, like, 4? If it's, like, average par 4? What's the math on that? It's, like, 100? Tiger, let me see this, because I don't really understand how to gauge what that means. But this is, like, the GOAT, though. Wait, Tiger Woods' handicap is 6. Am I missing something? Am I missing something? What is this? Is this? Are they talking about something else? Or I was just told that Biden got the same shit as Tiger Woods is what I'm seeing. Unless this is something else. To be honest, let me look at this average. Let's see this. Okay, let's look at a little chart or something. Okay, let's see. I don't really understand what this means. Okay, so the averages looks to be about 12 or 13, 14, somewhere around that range is what it looks like. So 6 is over here, which is way above average. Not like insane, but like pretty. I just don't see that happening. I don't think that guy can even move. The average is 14.2. Does he mean when he was younger? Cause it sure as fuck no way it's that now. I don't think he can move right. Ain't no 6. Maybe when he was younger he said that. Anyways, I think I'm out, bro. I'll stream tomorrow. We can watch whatever. I wasn't even planning streaming this long. I didn't know this debate was today. We'll see what's up tomorrow, man. Y'all have a good night. I'm out.
Been hoping for penis all my